It is time for the Drew Yari Show. Drew Yari.
What's going on, guys? It's Wednesday night Yari edition. It's 8:02 p.m. Central Time, 9:02 Eastern. Depends on where you live. East, more than likely. Welcome back to the show. I'm Drew. I'm the host, and with me, as always,
Justin from Spinebuster Tees, spinebustertees.com, and also live on YouTube as well. So I didn't create the URL yet for that, but yeah, live on YouTube. So.
Oh, nice. Well, hello to everybody on YouTube. And hello to everybody in the chat. I see Kyle, see Maurice. Might be getting some more people in pretty soon. But how's everybody's night going so far? As usual, we're recording on the second hour of AEW. Matt Hardy, who just moves around very uncomfortably, is wrestling Hook.
Hook. Did you? I know you say you got home, but did you catch any of Dynamite so far?
I did. Yeah. What was the first? Oh yeah, the first match was Orange Cassidy versus Big Bill.
Yeah.
And Big Bill had to, of course, do the job for Mr. Cassidy, so that was fun. What is it? The Elite were attacked by
House of Black.
I was gonna say the Dark Order. No, House of Black. Moxley was gushing blood in the hallway, so might want to be on the lookout for him. Something else happened. Well, I mean, I know Christian Cage did his promo. Ladder match, which Hobbs won. So
yeah, Hobbs
won something. Good for him.
For no reason, but whatever.
Right.
Because that's not because the story is, Samoa Joe and Wardlow. I know Hobbs is kind of like the third wheel in that story, but the real story is Wardlow and Samoa Joe. It's kind of like with the it's kind of like when Ricky Starks won that tournament. It's kind of like, okay, well, what does it matter? He's not going to win the title, you know what I mean, type of thing. So the same thing for this.
Booker of the Year, people. There's something else. Oh yeah, Jericho defeated somebody. AR Fox, was that his name?
No, AR Fox was in the ladder match. Jericho defeated Pure Avalon.
Oh, okay. Jericho won. Ricky Fox came out and no, not Rick Fox, not the small
Fox.
forward, not the small forward for the Los Angeles Lakers in the year 2000s. No, Ricky Starks. I'm sorry, Ricky Starks.
Disrespecting Ricky Starks with Rick Fox.
I told you I'm out of it, people.
That is true.
Ricky Starks got jumped by Jericho Appreciation Society, and that sets up their match that they're having for some reason this Saturday. And then Christian Cage came out and cut a promo, and like we just mentioned right when the show was starting, or before the show started technically, Jungle Boy had a vignette where he was burying, literally, Christian Cage, and he was crying for some reason, and Justin told me it might have had something to do with Jungle Boy thinking of Christian Cage as a father figure, so he has to bury another father. So that's deep, brother. It's deep. And now Matt Hardy, who I mentioned before, is moving around uncomfortably, is wrestling Hook. So we got that. But overall, how have you been since Saturday?
Good, man. Good. Just a few developments with the business, with the shop. There's the person that's in my current space right now expected to be hopefully moving this week. So hopefully if things go well and everything works out, I'll start moving stuff in next week or the week after, and just go from there.
Nice, man. I'm proud of you. I don't say this enough, but I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I set my mind to something and I'm gonna do it.
And
I just don't talk the talk.
Hey, but you do it. You get it done. You get it done through your actions. And everybody should follow Justin's lead. Just bet on yourself. You
say fuck it, man. You live one life, man. Just say fuck it.
That's my motto. I just say fuck it, and I let things happen. Whether they play out or don't, you're never gonna know.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a quote, I'm forgetting how it went. It was like, some things, the best things that happen are the things that don't happen, or something like. Is that how it goes? Like, the best things that happen are the things that don't happen.
You know the quote better than me, so sure, let's go with that.
But yeah, it's just you can't live your life off of what ifs.
Right.
You just have to make it happen or don't. But it looks like Matt Hardy's going to be broken, Matt. So, yippee.
Yeah, they've been teasing that for a while on being the elite. So,
yeah. There was one story I wanted to talk about. It's not wrestling related. It's more basketball related. If you're interested.
Yeah, sure. NBA connoisseur here, so yeah.
Yeah, we're both NBA guys. So Ja Morant was accused of punching a 17-year-old and flashing a gun in police report. In police records obtained by Molly Hensley Clancy of the Washington Post, Morant was accused of punching the teen 12 to 13 times during a pickup game of basketball last summer at the 23-year-old's house. According to interviews conducted by Shelby County Sheriff's Office detectives obtained by Hensley Clancy, the teenager said Morant went into his house after hitting him and reemerged with a gun visible in his waistband of his pants and his hand on the weapon. A few days before the alleged assault, the head of security at the Memphis Mall told police that he was threatened by Morant in the parking lot, and a member of Morant's group shoved him in the head. Morant told police in an interview he swung first, quote-unquote, in the alleged fight with the teenager, but he was acting in self-defense because the teenager threw a basketball at his head and stepped forward towards him. In a statement to Hensley Clancy, Shelby County DA's prosecutors said they declined to press charges against Morant after deciding there was not enough evidence to proceed with the case. TMZ Sports previously reported on January 3rd the teenager filed a lawsuit against Morant in September. Court documents show the 17-year-old said he accidentally, quote-unquote, hit Morant in the face with a ball, leading to Morant asking a bystander, "Should I do it to him?" before using a closed fist to knock him to the ground. And Morant said, per the court documents, the teenager made verbal threats stating he'd light his house up. Yes, close it, please. And he and his family were put in the fear by the statement. And the teenager has a large knot in his head, and they observed the boy's injuries. And yeah, it's really about it with this story. And they also brought up a situation.
They said charge was dropped.
Doesn't look like the charges are dropped.
Oh, okay. I must have missed that then.
There was a story from not too long ago with that Indiana Pacers that acquaintances of Morant aggressively confronted members of the Pacers traveling party following a January 29th game at FedEx Forum. The Pacers traveling party also said someone in a slowly moving SUV that Morant was riding in train a red laser on them. It was unclear if the laser was attached to a gun. So, what the fuck is up with Ja? Like, why does this dude want to be hood so... Why does this dude want to end up like Aaron Hernandez so bad? Like, I don't get it.
I mean, to me, it is what it is, man. Like, I don't really... I love him as a basketball player. I really do. Like, he's fucking a great basketball player. One of my favorites in the NBA, actually. Off the court stuff, he's not mature as of yet. He needs to change fast because this man's worth, $200 million. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this here. But, right. I mean, with the kid, we don't know what happened exactly. The only people that happened were people that were there, at Ja Morant's house playing pickup ball, whatever. But, Yeah, it is what it is because you know how things happen sometimes. Sometimes the kid's probably at fault. Not saying that he was, but sometimes that the kid's probably at fault. Then John Morant, for what it sounds like, he I don't want to say he defended himself, but he found a reason to punch him. Does John Morant have a hot head? I mean, when I see him on the basketball court, I don't really see him as a hot head on the basketball court in games. I mean, he does, get pissed off sometimes, and he does talk back. But I don't really see him as a hot head. I don't see him as a Ron Artest or a somebody of that nature, right? Or Draymond Green, right? You know what I mean? He doesn't get a lot of technical fouls or anything like that. So whatever that this kid did really must have set him off for him to attack him, quote unquote, allegedly. So, I'm just waiting for the entire story to come out. I mean, as of right now, he just needs to focus on playing basketball and just try to not put as much attention on himself. So, but I mean, who am I to say? I mean, he don't know me, I don't know him, so. It is what it is. He just needed to grow up, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much like you. I mean, we don't want to spend too much time on the story because, with John Morant, I think he's a really fucking good player on the court. It's just on the court, you just keep hearing that he wants to surround himself with a crowd that he should not be with. 'Cause, you know what I mean? It's just you hear a lot of these stories about guys, and now I'm probably the wrong person to be talking about this, but it's just you hear a lot of stories about guys that their whole thing is the whole point is I want to get out of the hood, and I want to make a good example for myself and for others around me by getting the things that I worked hard for. Whereas John Moran, it's just it's like the ending of 8 Mile. This guy isn't from the hood. He grew up in it. He grew up going to a private school, and his parents have a really good marriage. His real name's Clarence. That's kind of the thing about him, but for whatever reason, he wants to have this, this
but even at that, I mean, just to argue that point, there's even people who we went to high school with that live in the suburbs that acted like that as well. So,
definitely,
it's something that it's not only him. It's just the culture that you grow up around, right? Where you want to be more than what you actually not. And who knows? Okay, he may. People don't put this into perspective, right? Okay, so if he went to a good school, so what? Doesn't matter. He may on the weekends go to his cousin's house, who's on the bad side of town, who doesn't have the money, and he spends his time there on the weekends, and he's getting influenced by people on that side. You know what I mean? I'm not to say I don't know John Morant, but I know people who we went to high school with that did that, who went to the east side every fucking weekend and just, just be around those people. Some of the people that I went to high school with, ended up being okay. Being okay people. And there are some people we went to high school with who did that who are not so good people now. You know what I mean? So it could be that as well. So I get the point that people say, oh, he went to a private school or, he had to live in a suburb. That doesn't mean shit if you're still going to be around people who are growing up, you know what I mean, who has guns, who smokes weed, does drugs, sells drugs, whatever. Not saying that John Morant was, involved in that. I'm just saying that I know this. I know he knows people who may know people who does do that. And that just may be something that he may, get a high off on, get a rush off on. So, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he's 23 years old. He's still young. I mean, but again, he just needs to mature. There's people in the NBA who has had similar past experiences like this. Some have, thrived, some haven't. You know what I mean? But it's just gonna be up to him, on what he wants to do. Like for example, Paul Pierce. Not many people talk about Paul Pierce's past. Yeah, I mean, Paul Pierce. I think it was the '99 season or 2000 season. Paul Pierce got shot. Could have died.
Stabbed.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, like could have died. You know what I mean? They ended up changing his life around. You know what I mean? So, could be the same for John Morant. Who knows?
Yeah, but the difference. Paul Pierce actually grew up around that environment. But yeah, I mean, I get your point. We did.
But again, Paul Pierce.
I know. Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with that. You're right. Actually, you're 100% right. Like, we know people, and we're not going to say names that grew up in a nice home, that live in the suburbs, but want to be about that life. And there's people we know that did live that life that are trying to get away from that life and did get away from that life. So, the whole point is we hope this guy turns his life around and realizes, what am I doing? I got money. I got a good thing going. I have fans. Why do I need this? Like, why do I want to end up like Aaron Hernandez? You know what I mean? So, but who is about that life, apparently? SONYA DEVILLE.
Yep.
Sonya's packing. Today, at 3:45 p.m. Pacific time, the Atlantic City Police Department said in a statement Wednesday afternoon, the incident happened at a Borgata Hotel casino and spa. If you guys don't know already, SONYA DEVILLE was arrested for gun possession. They said when officers arrived on the scene, they found SONYA DEVILLE cooperating with security. They claimed during ensuing questioning, the WWE superstar admitted to owning the handgun and did provide them a permit for it, though it was not valid in Jersey. Cops said she was taken into custody without incident. I'm sorry. WWE superstar SONYA DEVILLE was arrested for gun possession in Jersey. They said last month. Oh, I guess it happened before. After authorities say they found a firearm in her vehicle that did not have a proper New Jersey permit. New Jersey permit, Jesus Christ. According to court docs, the incident happened on February 19th in Atlantic City, when our sources tell us a valet discovered the weapon in her car's glove box and called the cops. Police arrived on scene and arrested DeVille, real name Daria Baronato. A short time later, and court records show she's since been charged with one count of unlawful weapon possession, handgun without permit. Sources close to the wrestler tell us DeVille got the weapon for personal protection after a 24-year-old man allegedly attempted to kidnap her during a terrifying home break-in in Florida back in 2020. We're told the gun is registered in Florida but not in Jersey. Court documents show the 29-year-old is due in court for a hearing on the matter later this month. We reached out to DeVille and WWE for comment, but so far no word back. I'm obviously Team SONYA on this one. I don't blame her for wanting protection. And if you guys didn't already know, they mentioned in the article back in 2020, there was a man that tried to break into SONYA's home while she was with Mandy, because I believe her and Mandy lived together. It was before Mandy, got married and whatnot. And the story goes that the guy had, was it like rope and like duct tape, and he was trying to get into the house, and SONYA and Mandy, I think they like locked themselves in her room, or they tried to get out, or not tried to get out, but they fled the place, and before the cops got there. Right. So obviously I haven't had someone try to break into my house. I don't know if I know it's a personal question. Has anyone ever tried to break into your home?
No.
Okay. Good.
No.
Good. Good. We haven't had that happen.
We live in Texas, so
right. We got plenty.
You can try if you want to. So,
but for someone like SONYA, that's not something that just goes away overnight. That's something that's always going to fuck with you. So for her to say I need protection, I don't care where I'm going. I'm on her side, and like it just mentioned, the gun was registered in Florida, but not Texas, not New Jersey. So, did it mention if she's like serving time, or was it just like a thing of she just had to pay a fine, or what was it?
I'm sure. I don't know what it is, but the fact that WWE is okay. I won't say they're okay with it, but they understand why she had the gun in situations like that, due to the prior incident. To me, like, this is a big story, but it's really a non-story at the end of the day, because as long as she's not serving time, as long as WWE is not gonna like punish her for this, that's all that matters at the end of the day. But I'm just glad that she does have some type of protection due to, what happened a couple of years ago. And, something that you don't want to play. Like, these fans are fucking sick and crazy, right?
Exactly.
We see these Mark shills on Twitter. They get mad over any little thing, right? Like, you got your all your different stands out there, right? You got your Britt Baker stands, you got your Charlotte Flair stands, you got your Mercedes Moné stands, which I am one, but I don't go out and try to kill people over people's opinions. So the fact that we still don't know if this fan that broke in into attempted to break into their apartment is pro Mandy and Sonya or anti. It could be either or. That's how sick these people are at the end of the day. So Kevin says I'm a Makito stan. That's fine. I'm actually a Club Venus stan. Club Venus, because they're woo. But yeah, no, at the end of the day though, I really think that it's a story, but it's a non-story. But it is a story. It's a big story. I just hope that, she is... I don't even think, there's anything that she has to really worry about at the end of the day, because she was just protecting herself, so...
So I'm on Sports Illustrated, and it's saying that she has a court hearing that's scheduled for later this month, and right. Fightful reports that DeVille is in the process of getting the case thrown out, so good.
Yeah, it's all good. It's okay.
Kind of going back to the moron that tried to break into her house. He was charged with aggravated stalking, armed burglary of a dwelling, attempted armed kidnapping, and criminal mischief, but was found incompetent to stand trial following medical evaluations. And says WWE sources told Fightful there's no heat on DeVille over her arrest because they understand why she would want to protect herself after the home invasion. And then, of course, DeVille got engaged to her girlfriend the day after Valentine's Day, and has wrestled in multiple WWE live events since her arrest. I mean, good. I like to hear that WWE is on her side, because usually in a lot of these,
like Nationwide.
I'm sorry, what?
Just like Nationwide.
Nationwide is on her side. I wish.
All right.
I'm glad WWE is on her side, because and Mish is saying in the chat. The whole concept of owning a gun is controversial. Usually in a lot of these cases, and I know it's two very different cases. You look at Nash Carter. Nash Carter was fired because his ex-wife, she wouldn't take back his ex-wife, and then she decided to share pictures of supposedly she had a bruised eye, and pictures of him doing a Nazi pose, even though he roomed with MJF, and MJF, who's a Jew, said, this guy's not a racist. He doesn't have a racist bone in his body. But WWE, instead of just siding with him, they decided to release him, which it's still stupid. And I still don't get why they're not even thinking about hiring the guy back. With someone like Sonya, you would have figured, knowing WWE, they're like, well, there's going to be controversy, so we have to release you or whatever. And again, we're happy that they're siding with her, because again, I'm not a gun person. I hate guns, actually. I mean, on New Year's Eve, my brother-in-law was showing me how to fire guns, and I didn't like the way it felt. I don't know. Just not a fan of guns, but I'm also all for people protecting themselves and defending themselves. So if Sonya wants to carry a gun or a machete, Bowie knife, and she wants to protect herself, I'm all for that, because this girl went through a lot, and she probably has PTSD. She probably can't even sleep at night sometimes, and she's also getting married, so she wants to protect the people she loves. So I'm all for Sonya protecting herself. Did you want to add anything else?
Nope. I think we went into all the detail that we need on that one.
All right. I'll get into the last light. I'll get into a lighter news story before we get into the big ones. Goldberg says WWE owes him a retirement match after a deal with the devil, quote unquote. On Sports Illustrated, Goldberg revealed that he has strongly considered having a retirement match and pointed out that it doesn't necessarily need to occur in WWE. However, the Hall of Famer would prefer his final bout to take place in WWE, while also feeling that the company is somewhat obligated to give him what he wants. Okay. You never say never, especially in wrestling, and they owe me one. That's all I can say. I made a deal with the devil, and I did my job, and they owe me a retirement match. At the end of the day, at 56, it's not something where I'm sitting by the phone waiting for a call. I got a few ideas of how to do it on my own, possibly in Israel. Never say never.
Right.
So Goldberg wants a retirement match, which, why not? It's Goldberg. If he wants to go out like a hero, whatever. I just assumed his match with Roman at Saudi Arabia was the retirement match, personally, but I don't know. But what say you? Are you okay with Goldberg wanting a retirement match?
Yeah, totally. As long as it doesn't interfere with burying a young talent, being in a prominent title match, I'm okay with it. And I mean, and the fact that he wants to have a last match, that lets me know that he knows that he doesn't want to wrestle anymore, which is even better. So I'm okay with it. I have nothing more to add to that.
Who would you have as Goldberg's retirement match, or in his wrestling in his retirement match? I mean,
well, he has to do the time-honored tradition, right? Time-honored tradition. Braun Breaker. Put Braun Breaker over, and just go off in the sunset. You know what I mean? Pull over younger talent. Doesn't have to be for a title. You're not burying the talent, obviously. If you're gonna put him over, Braun Breaker. Plus, you have the spear still, So that there's a little bit of obviously the history between Scott Steiner and the Steiner brothers and Goldberg and WCW. So there's that too.
And also, like you just mentioned, Braun actually mentioned in an interview that he talks to Goldberg, on a daily basis, and Goldberg's almost like a second, a third father if you're obviously if you're counting his real dad and Scott.
Right.
He said Goldberg, gave him, the thumbs up to do the power slam.
Right.
So, I could see Goldberg, saying, "Hey, I'll do the honors for Braun."
Absolutely.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Like, I mean, would it be like on a takeover? Would it be like in Saudi Arabia?
No, Goldberg on NXT? Fuck no. That'll be on main roster. That'll be like a 6 months to a year from now when Braun Breaker's on the main roster, and that'll be like one of his first big wins on the main roster.
Oh, that'd be funny. It's just Goldberg showing up on NXT.
I will actually be pissed about that. I would be furious about that because that's taking a spot from someone there on that show versus, and you still take a spot for somebody on the main roster, but everyone gets their spot stick on the main roster. So what's the difference? Like that TV time on NXT is precious. You know what I mean? That exposure is precious. So
I get you. I just think that'd be funny. But yeah, you're right. If it's going to happen, it's going to be on the main roster or
100%.
Saudi Arabia, whatever pay-per-view. What were the articles that you brought up or that you wanted to discuss on the show?
First one I got here is from PW Insider. As a part for William Regal, and basically like what he does, currently right now, within WWE. One of his duties, at least. So, as a part of his duties, Regal watches and takes notes on every match at the tapings and meets with the talents after to provide advice on ways they can make their matches look stronger and more realistic from a in-ring perspective. Again, that's from PW Insider. So basically, kind of like a pretty much like a consultant. You know what I mean? Basically, trying to help talents look better in the ring itself. So, I think this is good because of the fact that if someone is not looking realistic in what they're doing in the matches, they can get instant feedback from someone who makes what they do look real. You know what I mean? William Regal, when he was in the ring, he made his punches look real. He made everything that he did look real stiff, right? You know, that British, that pre-British strong style.
Right.
So, yeah, no, I think this is a great thing for the main roster and even on NXT as well. What are your thoughts about that?
Again, I love William Regal. William Regal is good for any wrestling company.
Right.
So I'm happy. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy that that's his job. Like, kind of repeat the last few things that you said of what his complete job description is. You said he is going to live events and taking notes, and what else did you say he was doing?
Oh yeah, so a part of his duties, not just the only thing he does, but one of his duties is that he watches and takes notes on every match at the tapings, and he meets with the talents to provide pretty much instant feedback and advice on ways that they can make their matches look more realistic from an in-ring perspective.
That's fucking good. Like that.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, we have AEW on, so it's just like, the whole thing about AEW is that, a lot of the talent ain't listening. WWE, I don't want to say, I'm not going to sit here and say maybe everyone's listening, but it seems like someone like Austin Theory is open to taking advice. Someone like, who's another young name? Who's another young bull? Montez Ford. I can
Ricochet, we can,
Angelo Dawkins, for example.
Right.
Guys like that, Karrion Kross, they're open to suggestions. So I like that. I like someone like William Regal who's looking at how the matches are going, how the talent's working, and saying, all right, you did this and this right, but you did this and this wrong.
Right.
You need to do more of this and less of this. So I like that. I like hearing that, because that makes for a better show, and that makes for better matches, and that can help get the talent over. So I like hearing that.
All right. Did you go over another news story, or?
Yeah, that's what I was waiting on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a few more here. So Kenny Omega, he talked about the all-out brawl-out backstage incident, and this is just a clip from the incident itself. This was from, where was this from? I'm not too sure if this was from the interview with Renee Paquette, or if it was from someone. Oh yeah, it's from Renee. Yeah, it's from the sessions. That was actually uploaded a few hours ago on YouTube. So if y'all want to see the entire interview, go check that out. But in it, he says it's a shame that the general public and a lot of people aren't ever going to know what went down and how it could have been prevented, or how it could have, ended differently. That's just sort of how things go again when it's big business operation. I don't think anyone is happy that it happened, or is proud that it happened, or anything like that. I think across the board, everyone thinks that was a terrible situation and that was unnecessary. So again, that was from Kenny Omega interview with Renee Paquette. So the reason why I brought this up is that he said that I know there's like legal things that he can and cannot say, but the rumor right now is that Kenny Omega, he's interested in coming to WWE, and so let's say he does come to WWE. Would we see an interview, or would we get more information about this from Kenny Omega's side of things if he leaves AEW and goes to WWE? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's interesting. Someone like Kenny Omega, I mean, I know you said a while ago that you think, between out of everyone in the elite, Kenny seems more, what's the word?
Yeah.
More
he's more
reasonable.
Rational, reasonable, professional. I don't think that he would, because he doesn't like to burn bridges, and
right.
He's like for years he's been playing nice with WWE, so I don't think he would. But if it comes down to like he's in an interview with like Ariel Helwani, or like he's doing an interview with like Michael Cole or somebody like that, right? Not saying that Michael Cole will do, or maybe Corey Graves. Let's just say Corey Graves on his podcast. and like he kind of throws it out there, like, hey, you know, what kind of happened with that brawl? Like, is Kenny Omega gonna say like, you know, you really can't comment about that? You know, it's still, you know what I mean? I swore that I wouldn't say anything about it. Or do you think he'll, you know, start to open up that door a little bit?
I mean, he might open up a little bit, but I also think it'll be a thing of he just doesn't really, he's not gonna like harp on it too much because
right.
To me, it kind of sounds like, you know, CM Punk is, you know, slowly kind of mending fences with him because he's been posting very cryptic stuff on, you know, his Instagram where he'll talk about, you know, forgiveness, and he posted a picture of him and FTR as like comic book characters, and so I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Punk came back because also it's about to be April, and that's supposed to be when his I guess his injury heals because he still got hurt and then suspended at the same time, which is weird. So it wouldn't surprise me if Punk came back because I don't think Punk's coming back to WWE. I know everyone thought that. I doubt it. You know, Omega, you know, he's always been, you know, playing nice with WWE, which I don't think much into. I just think Kenny just loves wrestling in general, and he sees other talent as, you know, competition, and he'll say, you know, I think Roman Reigns is a top star. You know, I think Big E is a great wrestler. But I don't look at that as him coming to WWE or wanting to come, because he seems like the kind of guy who likes his own freedom. And a lot of people go to AEW because they want their own freedom. So, and he started AEW. So I think for someone like Kenny, he'll look at it as like he betrayed the fans by leaving a company that's, you know, named after his group.
True. So, I mean, but there's also rumors, putting that quotation, also rumors that he's unhappy with the position that he's in the company right now. So, you know, I mean, to me, this is what I think.
Right.
Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are make or break. Because if Kenny Omega goes to WWE, so are the Young Bucks. They do everything together. They've been doing that ever since New Japan, right? So I believe Omega's contract comes up first. I actually have it up here. And it's been kind of it's been kind of all over the place. So I believe I saw Sean Ross Sapp say November. There's one report showing August this year, and there's been another report showing for January of next year. So despite that, it seems like the Bucks, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, because I did want to go over some of the guys' contracts and kind of go over that. But just for the sake of this conversation, the Bucks and Omega could be up all at the same time or within 2 months of each other. So, I mean, it's going to be very interesting. We didn't think Cody was going to come to W. Like, if you would have say, 18 months ago, hey, Cody Rhodes going to come to WWE and he's going to main event WrestleMania in 2023. We're going to be like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here, right? Now he's going to be main eventing WrestleMania. Who's to think that, and again, Kenny loves wrestling. He hasn't wrestled a lot of these guys either in a long ass time or ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega haven't wrestled in years against each other, right? You think John Cena may want to have a match against Kenny Omega just to see how good he actually is, right? Roman and Kenny, that's huge money. A Kenny Omega Cody Rhodes feud.
You know, Kenny and AJ.
God. You know what I mean? Like AJ Styles, obviously. You know, story right there, right?
You know, Kenny versus Ray.
Yeah. What happened? What happened with Kenny Omega and AJ Styles in Japan?
I mean,
Kenny Omega. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Keep going.
No, Kenny Omega basically kicked out AJ Styles from the Bullet Club. That's an instant story right there. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of opportunities there. I mean, how many times can we see Kenny Omega versus we've seen them wrestle about everybody in AEW, with exception of CM Punk, right? And once that match happens, it's like, who else high tier is it going to be able to wrestle, right? You know what I mean? Like, we've seen a lot, like we see a lot of interactions with Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, right? Kenny Omega and obviously he's there with the Young Bucks or whatnot. He's there with people that he faced. He faced Christian, right? Chris Jericho. So like, to me, Bryan Danielson, obviously. So I think there's a lot more fresh matchups. Again, kind of the same thing as I mentioned with Jay White. A lot more fresh matchups. I think that will be appealing to Kenny Omega if he decides to come. The only thing that he needs to chill out on is his in-ring style a little bit. Not to say that he needs to change his style, but like maybe do less crazy ass spots and kind of chill a little bit on the V triggers and kind of slow down a little bit, tell a story. Do your crazy matches on big pay-per-view events. Do it at WrestleMania. Do it at Royal Rumble. Do it at SummerSlam. Do your, you know what I mean? And allow, to get that clearance from Triple H. I mean, now, this is as of if Vince McMahon is not going to be back. If Vince McMahon comes back 100% full in control, forget about Kenny Omega coming to WWE. I'm just assuming if Paul Levesque is still in charge, but I think there's a lot of opportunity for Kenny Omega to come. So, but yeah.
All right. What's your next topic?
Okay. Next topic here we got from Sean Ross Sapp. Fightful sources indicated that Bray Wyatt was mentioned as a possibility for Brock Lesnar as a WrestleMania opponent, but Brock Lesnar was not in favor of it. This story just came out, a couple hours ago, so it's still fresh. We're probably going to hear more about tomorrow. But I mean, obviously so. And I kind of mentioned too as well that, I think on Saturday, when we were doing the Q&A show that, I'm okay with Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt as long as it's more ground to earth, down to earth with Bray Wyatt. Brock probably didn't want to do that spooky ass shit. And he said, fuck it, which I don't blame him. You know what I mean? We also got word as well that Vince McMahon had a lot of saying in Omos versus Brock Lesnar. So I get Brock probably turning down. He's probably given options, and he's probably given options along with Vince's input from Omos versus Lesnar. But I mean, he did the right thing turning his match down. But damn, you mean to tell me that Omos is better? Give me a break.
I mean, we could have gotten Brock and Lashley at Mania the way it should have been, but yeah, for Brock to, I think we talked about it. We all talked about it with RJ a few weeks ago on the show, where it's just like, Bray coming out and saying, whoever the winner is of Brock and Bobby, you better run. Follow me. Where it's just like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, that's Vince McMahon.
And then, Lashley wins by disqualification, and it's just like, we're getting Lashley who has to do this dumb shit, and, Brock, turning down the dumb shit makes sense, because, yeah, Brock is out there having fun, he's, being a jokester, but that seems more cynical rather than this overly done, goofy puppet shit that, Bray is doing, so... I could see Brock just saying, though, no, I'm not doing that shit. I want to make money, so... But yeah, you're right, it's just like, Omos was the better choice.
I mean, to me, at the end of the day, there are 3 matches that scream Vince McMahon. Brock versus Omos, sorry. Bray Wyatt versus Lashley. And... Well, not a WrestleMania match yet, but the change of the titles with Lita and Becky Lynch on Monday. Those scream Vince McMahon to me.
So
right?
I missed Raw because we went to a special preview showing of Creed 3. So I did see the results. I did see that Becky Lynch and Lita won the women's tag titles, which that just, I don't know, like, to me it's just like I figured there was going to be an angle where you know, Bayley gets involved and, you know, fucks with the match, and that's when Trish Stratus comes out, and that sets up, you know, the big six woman at Mania that I'm assuming we're getting. And it's just like, why did Becky and Lita need to win the tag titles?
I don't think it's gonna be. Oh, I think it's gonna be a 6-woman match, but I don't think it's gonna be a 6-woman match that you're thinking of. So WrestleMania right now, we have 2 women's matches confirmed right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna get Bayley and Trish 1-on-1.
Okay.
And then I think we're gonna get a triple threat of Becky, Lita, Damage Control, Ronda, and Shayna Baszler. Because you're not going to leave Ronda Rousey off a fucking WrestleMania show. There's no way.
Okay.
And plus, you have two women's matches on night 1, 2 women's matches on night 2. Versus if you do the other 6-man tag, which makes sense, obviously, because you know, Damage Control versus Bayley. Versus Becky, Lita, and Trish. That basically leaves Shayna and Ronda off the show. And there's no, like, you're not going to do a non-title match. That's not going to make sense, or that doesn't involve a legend. So I think that's what they're probably going to end up doing.
So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something before we get to the next topic. So this is just kind of a theory, and
yeah, sure,
it's not going to make sense, but it's just like, you look at the other matches that were built up more properly, you know, with Roman and Cody, and then eventually, you know, Owens and Zayn and the Usos and Bianca and Asuka, and I'm forgetting what was the other match, Rhea and Charlotte. So, again, this is just a theory, people. Do you think Triple H is in charge of the bigger matches that actually have a story, and Vince is more a part of the Gaga kind of matches?
Possibly so, yes, but I'm going to say this right now. Ever since the Royal Rumble, the end of the Royal Rumble, and going into WrestleMania season, with the exception of the Bloodline storyline, I'm trying to think of anything else that comes on top of my head, WWE's been very lazy in storytelling. Been super lazy in storytelling. Now, like, people like Gunther and Austin Theory, they've been booked well, but no stories. The only main stories has been the Bloodline. That's been the main focus on the shows. It's been everything that's been focused on, right? I'm not saying that Triple H is dropping the ball. I'm not saying that Vince is taking over, but they've been getting lazy. So is Tony Khan as well. Like, both bookers has been getting fucking lazy as of late. You mean to tell me, why is no one... Look, I'm going to say this right now. Why has nobody talked about... How many more weeks we have to WrestleMania starting on Monday? 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, today's the 1st, and we have about 30 days, and Mania's on April 1st and 2nd, right?
Okay, so we got a month. Okay, so 4 weeks. We're still 4 weeks out, but...
Right.
But you mean to tell me that with 3.5, 4 weeks out, right? You mean to tell me that we still don't have anything on the Hall of Fame? When's the last time we've seen the Hall of Fame not, you know, there's been no inductees, announced?
It's usually like the week before Rumble, actually. Or weeks before Rumble, actually.
After, we'll say a week after Rumble.
Uh-huh.
What's going on? Why is there only... The whole WrestleMania card should be announced already. Why do we have to... Now, we know what matches could be happening, right? But, like, we have to guess. Why do we have to guess on WrestleMania? We shouldn't have to guess matches. The matches should be made already. We should know 1 matches. I mean, maybe there should be maybe 1 or 2 or 3 matches, maybe announced, not yet. But we should know our major matches announced already. Mm-hmm. We should even know on what matches are going to go on what night. So that way, when people, buy their tickets, they know which one they really want to go to. Most people probably want to go to night 2, or they want to go to both, or whatever the case may be. Because obviously Roman and Cody's going to be in the main event night 2. But like, to me right now, with AEW and with WWE, they're both being lazy. They're both being lazy right now. So
yeah, and
that's my thing right now. No one's gonna admit. No one's gonna say it. No one's gonna I'm here to bring to bring a different perspective. Like, they're being lazy right now. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
No, I get you because and Mish pointed out, I think they've been sold out since fucking Christmas.
The tickets have been sold out, but still though, you still need to.
No, I get you. What I was gonna say was, aside from the bigger stories, mostly the bloodline, right? Everything else just feels like it's been kind of thrown in together, and the matches are going to be good. I mean, Seth Rollins and Logan is going to be a good match.
It's going to be a bar burner.
Asuka and Bianca is going to be a good match.
Fantastic.
Austin Theory and Cena, is probably going to be a good match. But I get you from the outside looking in. It's how are these matches built up? It was just Austin Theory saying, I want to meet John Cena when he comes in next week. It was just Logan Paul interfering at Elimination Chamber and costing Seth the match, which I guess that was kind of properly built up because weeks before that Seth was talking shit. So I get what you mean.
That one there's been better than most others, right? But right now, what's the story between Bianca and Asuka? What's the story between? I mean, there's a story there between Charlotte and Rhea. But what has progressed? They didn't even say anything to each other on Friday.
Right. Just a lot of the matches that have a bigger feel, they don't really feel like they have a bigger... they don't really feel like they have a bigger feel. Rhea and Charlotte. The match started out... The feud started out interesting with Rhea saying, Charlotte beat me 3 years ago, and I need to get that confidence back. Mm-hmm. And what has happened since then? Just one confrontation, somewhat of a confrontation,
and really, what was on Friday, right? What did we walk away from on Friday? Not Charlotte and Rhea storyline developing, and Rhea said this to Charlotte, Charlotte said this to Rhea. It was, hey, I also have a Mexican husband. Or I'm also married to a Hispanic, and he has a thicker accent. That's Charlotte talking about Andrade's dick. Okay, that's the I'm serious. That's the biggest thing that walked away from it. It should be about those two women expanding on their story. Right, Rhea can go into how did it affect her mentally, right, and to where that it changed her, right, into what you see today, right? They could do something like that, even though that's not the full truth, but but still, give me something, man. Give me something.
Yeah, I mean, from your perspective, and I don't want to sound like I'm putting words in your mouth, but
right.
We know the matches are going to be good, but it's just
Absolutely.
The story behind it. It's it's good, but it's why should we care that these two are wrestling?
It's kind of like what's going on in AEW right now. With the exception, there's a couple of stories that are there, right? But maybe you're gonna like this match. Maybe we're gonna talk about this match. But the Elite versus the House of Black, that match should be fucking fantastic, amazing. I'm gonna love the match. what's the story? What's the story behind it, man? Other than, the House of Black turn off the lights and when they're in the ring, or turn off the lights when they're on the stage, and there's no story there. So,
right. I mean, you look at the Usos and eventually going up against Sami and Kevin for the tag titles. We know what's going to happen, but we need the story. Exactly. We need to get there. And it started off hot, with Sami trying to get, Kevin back, saying, I need you on my side, and Kevin going, I didn't save you for you. I saved you because I didn't want your family seeing the same thing that happened to me. And if you really want help, ask your buddy Jay.
Right.
Like that's a story. So, point being, the point made to everyone listening is that we're not complaining about the matches. The matches are going to be good. It's just, why? Give us a reason why these are matches. So, what's your next article?
All right, I got a couple more here. This is probably just a quick one here. I have zero. Well, let me tell you what it is. Chris Jericho via the Daily Mail states that he doesn't see himself coming back to WWE. He says, "I have zero interest in ever going back to WWE. That's not, out of bitterness or anger. I love Vince and I love Hunter and all the people there. But I just really dig and I have stake in the game." And he said, "I really dig AEW and I have stake in the game." Chris Jericho, he's very prideful whoever he goes to. So like when he was in WWE, he was like obviously pro WWE. He's in AEW now. He's very pro AEW, but I see him, once he fully retires, he's going to get his Hall of Fame induction in WWE or in AEW if they begin a Hall of Fame there. And, I mean, like, would I like for him to be back in WWE and have another match? I mean, I honestly, I'm not sure. Just because of the fact that there's really no one there for me who that I'm eager to see him wrestle at this point of his career. But I mean, I just thought this was an interesting article here for that. What's your thoughts?
I kind of have a different take. Jericho is prideful, quote unquote, but it's just, I don't know. Like for Jericho, it's like he always said, for years, he's never going to work in another wrestling company against Vince McMahon. And then Tony Khan opened up his checkbook and allowed him to do his bad comedy shtick that, Vince wouldn't let him do on Raw. So it's just, I don't know. I already know how I feel about Jericho. Jericho to me has go away heat. I don't like this Jericho. Like I don't like watching him work. I don't like watching him do promos. For him to say, I have no bitterness towards WWE. Yeah, you do. Like if Vince were still in charge, I can see him coming back. But he has heat with Hunter. It's been widely known. He's always had heat with Hunter. He kind of has a good relationship with Stephanie, but Stephanie's not there. So he's not going to go back to WWE because if he goes back, they're going to have him job. He's going to have to job to everybody. He's going to have to be the guy that puts over everybody else. He's not going to be treated like the big star. In AEW, he claims that he wants to put over talent, but it's like, you're not really putting over talent. Like you want to keep everybody under your thumb. Every time you see a Ricky Starks, when you see an MJF, you want to make sure you're putting them under your thumb because you don't want anyone else getting heat besides you. So that's kind of how I feel about it.
All right. So moving on here, two more news stories here. Riddle, update on Riddle here from Meltzer via Wrestling Observer. He's talking about Riddle. Been out of rehab for a long time. His suspension has been over for almost a month now, 4 weeks. It may be that they just decide not to use him for Mania and do nothing with him, or maybe they just don't want to invest in him. I mean, it could be, and this could be whatever, right? This is coming from Meltzer, right? He knows, for the most part, I won't say he knows what he's talking about. I mean, he knows what he's talking about, but like he's always 100% correct. We'll say that. He's always 100% correct. But it doesn't make sense to bring Riddle back with, at that point it had been about a month. He would have had to really get on a ball again, and I think Mania was already set up pretty much when his suspension was over, for the most part, right? There's really nothing for him to come back into and sink his teeth into. Like, him and Austin Theory doesn't make sense for the U.S. title because Theory's going to go up against Cena. Tag team titles doesn't make sense for him. They're not going to do a Money in the Bank ladder match at Mania. What is there really for Riddle to do? He's not going to go up against Seth Rollins again. There's really nothing for Riddle to do because obviously, and Rollins is going to be going up against Logan Paul. Or the second part, or maybe they don't want to invest in him. Who knows? I know you said that you're kind of on the side that they may end up releasing him. I don't know. Because, he's obviously over with the fans, but we don't know if his, I don't want to call him demons, but if his addiction, right, is going to do him in. But, Randy Orton, he got quote-unquote 2 strikes, even though he probably has like 3 or 4 strikes that probably never came to light. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about this whole Riddle situation and that his suspension's been up for about a month now?
It's kind of like you just said. They're not going to bring him back right away because, we got Mania season coming up. So if you're going to debut someone, it's either going to be at Mania or it's going to be after Mania. Like,
right.
You're not just going to bring a guy like Riddle back who, regardless of what has been said about him, either personally or professionally, it's like he's someone that WWE still think has a vested interest in.
Right.
And they want plans for him, so you're not just going to like shoehorn him into a program just for the sake of doing it. So they're going to want to wait until Mania, if I had to guess, whenever they do decide to bring him back. It could be like, Elias, coming after Mania and be like, I want to match with somebody, right now. And then, Riddle comes back. And that's how you kind of bring him back, to kind of refresh him. Yeah, I think it's just WWE not necessarily wanting to release him because they send him to rehab for a reason, because they want him to get better. Right. If it's like a thing of they don't think he's making any progress and his situation is getting worse, then I can see then they're probably going to want to release him. But if they believe he's getting better and they want to hold off on him coming back because they have bigger plans for him, they don't just want to shoehorn him into a program. That makes sense. So I think it's I think they're just waiting for him, or I think they're just waiting until more than likely after Mania to bring him back for something big or meaningful.
All right, so that was the real story. And last story here, I don't know how much stock you want to pay into this one here, but this is coming from Golden Ring Collectibles, and Cameron, the former Funkadactyl, right? Former tag team partner of Naomi Trinity, speculating on her comeback, basically saying she is recovering from shoulder surgery right now. And, I want her to answer the question for herself of what's next for her. I know she's recovering from shoulder surgery, but I'm super proud of her. Recently, Naomi has on her social media put just Trinity, right? So speculation saying that she may be done with WWE, but who knows? To me right now, I don't know. This is more of a non-news story per se, because of the fact that, okay, if she did recover from shoulder surgery, okay, is she going to make her decision? Okay, we don't even know if her decision is going to be even pro wrestling. She's been doing the modeling thing as well. So, wherever she does, she's going to do. But I think the chances are a lot higher if she goes back to wrestling. I think it's still 75% for her to come back to WWE. Main reason because her husband's there. If she didn't have a husband in WWE, then she may want to try. She may want to try herself on the Indies. AEW or even Japan. So, what do you think about Miss Trinity here on her status, and what do you think she's gonna do?
I like Naomi. I really do. I always thought she was good. I mean, I thought she was pretty underrated in the ring, because aside from like the big chunk of the better part of the women's roster, like the Beckys, the Baileys, the Charlottes, the Asukas, like I always thought Naomi was very underrated. She always made for a good white meat baby face, and the fans liked her. She got a reaction. So I mean, it's one of those things that I hope she comes back. It wouldn't surprise me if she didn't, because I know you like Sasha. I mean, I always thought Sasha was just kind of an asshole, and I thought Naomi kind of, I don't want to say fucked up her career, but almost fucked up her career by following Sasha, by leaving.
Oh, so that's the thing. I need to question that there, because how do we know that Sasha was the one that, like, that's just been the narrative, and like, how do we know that Sasha was the one that walked out and not Naomi, the one that walked out on, you know what I mean? Like, how do we know that Sasha was the leader in that situation and not Naomi? Because we don't know for sure. We're just going on based on what people say. But I always thought about that too. I'm like, well, why is everyone thinking that Sasha was the one that led the charge out? How do you know that it wasn't like a mutual thing, equal thing, or if Naomi was the one? Now, I get it, maybe because it seems like Naomi's a little bit more, at least on TV, a little bit more soft-spoken, and Sasha's being more loud and brash, and that I can see that, but like we don't know, who wanted to leave first, or wherever the case may be.
Well, I mean, again, I don't want to sound, I'm not going to talk like I know the whole situation, but it's just, I'm just going off of, I'm just gonna go off history. Sasha has a history of being, difficult and somewhat immature. Right. You know what I mean? So it's just like I'm just going off by history. Naomi has a history of being more of a sweetheart and being more easy to work with. So I don't want to spend too much time on this, because we've already kind of like done this to death. We've already kind of talked about this topic at nauseum. But it's just like if I'm gonna bet the house on somebody, I'm gonna go on Sasha.
That's fair.
But what's you have another topic?
That's it. That's all I got.
I got one more thing to talk about, and then we'll go on to the meat and potatoes. This is from PW Insider. WWE King and Queen of the Ring event will take place in Saudi Arabia. The working plan is for the event to take place in Riyadh, although that could change. And
glad that's coming back. Glad that we're gonna get the pay-per-view. Now this is what I want. I just don't want a quarterfinals. I'm sorry, a semifinals and the finals. I want a struggle. I want people to be tired. I want people to wrestle 3 times in the event. That may be asking for too much, right? That may be a lot of short matches, because if they're gonna have both the men and the women on the same pay-per-view to crown a king in the ring and a queen's crown, right? There's gonna be a lot of short matches if they do that, but I think it'll build drama up for the show. So, I don't know. I kind of wish it wasn't in Saudi though. I kind of wish they had like Backlash or something like that in Saudi. Have like this event in the U.S., but beggars can't be choosers. I'm just glad that that's coming back in a pay-per-view in some fashion.
And I know I like the King of the Ring tournaments. I love tournaments in general. Hopefully you get some hopefully this tournament has bigger stars, and by bigger stars I don't mean like I want to see like Roman Reigns or whatever in it. Just like the last King of the Ring we had, Xavier Woods won it, and I love Xavier Woods, but it's just like the whole point of King of the Ring was to build up new stars, to put over stars that you eventually wanted to put in the main event, like Brock Lesnar, like The Rock, like Triple H, Steve Austin. Right. This King of the Ring tournament should be made.
There's some people who won too that was like, I don't know if they should have won that, like Billy Gunn. like
Wade Barrett.
You know what I mean? So, there's been some questionable ones as well, but For this tournament though, who would you say as of right now would like to see win?
I mean, someone who deserves more of that rub. I mean, an Austin Theory. I mean, Austin Theory is not necessarily my favorite, but I've come around to him because I used to think Austin Theory was kind of generic, but he's grown on me. Like, he gets it. Like, he doesn't do any of the crazy over the top Sammy Guevara type of shit. He works like a wrestler.
Right.
Like, he's not boring. But I'm not going to say his matches are, like, exciting, but they're good matches. So I would say someone like an Austin Theory would be interesting, someone who needs more of that rub. Who's another one? I mean, this is probably going to piss people off. Logan Paul would be interesting as King of the Ring. Another one, Gunther. Gunther would be an interesting choice. So, I mean, just... fill this King of the Ring tournament, also the women's one, just up with like people that deserve it more, that actually need that push, and not just people that you want to give this to push them. You know what I mean? It's like back in the day when, and they still kind of do it. Well, I mean, they don't really do it as much anymore, where it's like you put a title on someone when they're over or when they're getting over, and not just give it to them because you want them to get over.
Right.
So, that's what King of the Ring should be, is for somebody that's getting over and that, deserves it more, not just someone you want to give it to because you want them to get over.
Yeah.
So,
and just to add to that too as well, just other names that I think that could benefit from being King of the Ring. Someone like Dominic, right? Someone like Chad Gable. If they're on the main roster, Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes, depending on who's hopefully one of those guys on the main roster during that time. I know you don't not very fond of them, but Giant Gargano, that's another one there that can benefit from the King of the Ring. Karrion Kross, that can benefit for the King of the Ring as well. So they got a wide range of options that's available to them. Like, even on the women's side as well. Like, if you end up splitting Damage Control, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, both of those, they will have opportunity to start developing themselves as single stars as well. So a lot of opportunity for this event. So hopefully it's done well, hopefully it's done right. And this is the other thing too as well. Mm-hmm. And I think I spoke about this before. The main thing that the winner should get is not just a crown or whatnot. That's great. Give both winners a title shot at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Treat this event as your Royal Rumble per se. And have the winners face off against the champion at SummerSlam.
Exactly.
That'd be great.
Yeah, because they did that for Brock. When Brock won King of the Ring, he wanted to face The Rock for the title and beat him.
Yeah, that was the only time they've ever done it.
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I mean, officially that way, but yeah.
I mean, with Cross, do you think they'd be afraid to give him King of the Ring? Because, King, Carey, and Cross.
Well, I mean, same thing with Kofi Kingston.
I just remember Punk saying that on live air, where he's like, King, Kofi Kingston. Not crazy about the initials. Or they would just limit it to. I could picture McAfee doing some shit like that, where he's
they'll just change his name. They'll change his name to probably King Cross, which will probably be actually worse idea actually. So probably Karrion Kross is not going to be a good idea just from that perspective alone.
Right, but that's all the news. So let's get into the big topics that we have on hand. So, what do you want to start with first? Do you want to start with finishing the list, doing the bus flip, or do you want to do predictions for Saturday?
We can say the predictions for last, like the main event of everything. But I can finish the list here real quick. It's not a lot. We'll just go through these very quickly here. So we did on Saturday. We did the Q&A, right? And we had a little bit of extra time, and went through some of the Wrestling Observer awards. So the fans they vote on the newsletter, and they pick the awards for like match of the year and best TV show, best wrestler, things of that nature, right? So the last one that we left off at, I'm not gonna go through the entire list here. Match of the year was won by Kazuchika Okada and Will Ospreay, the G1 final. Okay, so next on our list here, we have the United States / Canada MVP. Number 1, Jon Moxley. Number 2, Roman Reigns. Number 3, Chris Jericho. Number 4, MJF. And number 5, Bryan Danielson.
Okay.
Yeah, anything you nothing to cue in about that. And also as well, these some of these as well, because they have like Japanese MVP and the Mexico MVP. It doesn't mean that you are, Japanese descent or you're from America. It could mean that, hey, this is where you wrestled too as well. So, okay, so Japanese MVP here. Number 1, Kazuchika Okada. Number 2, Will Ospreay. Number 3, Suri. Number 4, Gilia. Number 5, Jay White. Number 6, Yuki Yoshioka. I can't say her last name. Number 7, Kento Maehara. Number 8, Shingo Takagi. And number 9, Kazusada Higuchi. And I don't think you have anything to add to that, because I know you're not very familiar with those names. Except for Jay White.
I do have something to add.
Yeah.
Good for them.
All right. Would you say, I will ask this, would you say that just by the names Kazuchika Okada, Will Ospreay being 1 and 2, and Jay White being number 5, would you say that they're in their right places?
Sure.
Yeah, I was expecting that answer, so. All right, same thing for Mexico MVP. Number 1 is El Helio del Vikingo. He had 607 votes. That's a shit ton. Number 2 is Mystico. Number 5 is Rey Fenix. Number 4 is Atlantis Jr. Number 5 is Laredo Kid. Number 6 is Dragon Lee. And number 7 is Pentagon Jr. All right, moving on to Europe MVP here. Number 1 is Will Ospreay, who was number 2 in the Japanese as well. So there you go. Number 2 is Michael Oku. Number 3 is Ricky Knight Jr. Number 4 is Ilya Dragunov. Quite surprised that I didn't see or that what's the champion progress? Nora Core, like, what's his name? Hold on. The Progress Wrestling Champion.
I
know you don't. I know you don't know. But,
I can look it up if you want.
Oh no. Okay, so no, there's a new champion. I didn't know that. Spike Trivet. Never heard of him. Probably gotta check out his stuff. He's been champion for about 180 days. Jesus Christ. What's his name? Oh my god, this guy lost the title like a long time ago. Never mind. Jesus Christ. Karen Noor. Jesus Christ, I didn't realize Jonathan Gresham did win the title. Big Damo won the title? Okay, anyway. Let's continue here. I'll have to catch up on my progress, just to catch up on that. The Danny Hodge Award. And this is basically like the non-heavyweight. It's like the cruiserweight of the year. So best cruiserweight, if you had to guess on who number 1 is, who would it be?
Well, we got a lot of those. Best cruiserweight. So don't tell me. Let me try and guess.
Okay.
Is it a WWE guy?
No. Remember the people that votes on this thing. So you're probably not gonna guess it, but it's fun.
Is it an AEW guy?
No.
Is it a New Japan guy?
No.
Is it a Ring of Honor guy?
No.
Is it a guy?
I'll put it to you this way: he's in Mexico. just think about what you've seen on social media. I already said his name just like a couple minutes ago.
El Viking Dihijo?
Yeah, close enough. Vicino, yeah. So Ahio del Vicino, he won. Number 2 is Darby Allin. Number 3 is El Desperado, who wrestles in New Japan, by the way. But number 4 is Speedball Mike Bailey, who's actually grown on me. He's grown on me. I'm starting to develop a little bit of respect for him. And number 5 is Ray Phoenix. All right.
Wait. I got something to add to that.
Yeah.
Good for them.
All right. So women's MVP, women's wrestling MVP. Did you want to try to guess this one?
I think Cornette and Brian last talked about it, and I'm forgetting. So women's MVP. Is it Bianca Belair?
It's number 2.
Who the is it? Saria, whatever.
It's Suri.
Oh.
Female Lesnar during that time frame. Not to say that she wrestles like Lesnar, just the dominance. Is number 1. Bianca's number 2. Jamie Hayter's number 3. Gilia is number 4, and Kairi Sane, Kairi Hojo is number 5. All right, best box office draw. Number 1 is obvious, Roman Reigns. Number 1. Number 2 is John Cena, and number 3 is CM Punk.
All right. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be dumb enough to say that Jon Moxley is the bigger box office draw than Roman Reigns. Like, no, come on, Roman draws money. So, yeah.
Absolutely. The feud of the year. You want to take one guess real quick on what these fans will pick as feud of the year?
Is it a New Japan thing?
No.
Is it an AEW thing?
Yes. Yes-ish. You're hot though.
Is it MJF?
No.
Is it the Blackpool Combat Club?
No, they're not even on this list, no.
Is it Jericho, whatever the fuck it's called?
What?
The JAS Society?
Oh, appreciate it. No, they're not involved. No.
Is it the Elite?
They're number 5 on this list with another team.
Who the fuck is it then? Oh,
so
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'll give you one more.
Fuck.
All right, so I'll just give it to you. So FTR versus Briscoes. That's why I was kind of like, yes, because FTR is like AEW. Yeah, but and the Briscoes are RH, so whatever. But they're number 1. I don't agree with it because they had 3 incredible matches, but few of the year, like they really had anything on TV or anything outstanding that consummates as the feud. You know what I mean? But number 2, I mean, I guess it was social media. I guess social media is probably that. But number 2, CM Punk versus MJF, which I think is honestly, I think that was the feud of the year. Then you have Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, number 3. Tom Nakano versus Natsupoi. And number 5 is the Elite versus the Death Triangle. All right, we got a couple more here. Go through these quickly here. 2022 most improved here. Number 1 is the Acclaimed. Number 2 is Mina Shikara, who is part of Club Venus. Fantastic. Number 3 is Jamie Hayter. Number 4 is Wheeler Yuta. Number 5 is Dominic Mysterio. Any thoughts on the Acclaim being most improved?
I don't know if I would consider a tag team being most improved. Like, I don't know. Like,
they got the biggest push, I think, being most over. In ring, they gotten better in ring. So I'm not saying that this is wrong, but again, these are the fans that are voting for this.
Like Dom being number 5. Dom being number 5.
Has he really improved in ring though?
He's slowly starting to improve.
He's getting better, but like for being number 5, I mean, like I'll pick like Carmelo Hayes. Like the first year that he's probably considered more rookie at this point. Because we'll get to rookie of the year and we'll see why. But I digress. But moving on, most charismatic. Quick guess on this one. Most charismatic.
MJF.
There you go. Bing, 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 bing. MJF number 1, Sami Zayn number 2, Roman Reigns number 3, CM Punk number 4, and Gilia number 5. The Bryan Danielson Technical Wrestler Award. Do you want to guess who's number 1 for this one?
Is it Wheeler Yuta?
No, he's not top 5 on this list. No.
Is it Bryan Danielson?
It is Bryan Danielson. He won his own award. How shocking.
Oh, okay, good.
Number 1, Zack Sabre Jr. Number 2.
I like how Goof is just like, why the fuck do we care about these awards? Yeah, we don't, but it's one of those things of like, we don't, but we do somehow. But
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we went through the, the PWI and the women's one, and so it's just kind of a little bit of a tradition here at this point. So
we have to talk about the absurdity at the end of the day. But go ahead.
So yeah, Bryan Danielson number 1, Zack Sabre Jr. number 2, Daniel Garcia number 3, Siri, the women's MVP number 4. So that kind of gives you an idea what style that she wrestles, and Josh Alexander number 5. The Bruiser Brody Memorial Best Brawler Award. Who do you think they picked for number 1 for this one?
Is it Jon Moxley?
It is Jon Moxley. And,
oh, God.
I mean, to be fair, that's what he's great. I mean, that's what he's good at. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I wouldn't really... I mean, it's kind of hard to pick other people when he bleeds every fucking week. Number 1. Number 2 is Tomohiro Ishii. Number 3 is Minoru Suzuki. I can't even say Suzuki's name. Death Grandpa is number 3. Number 4 is Eddie Kingston, and number 5, Gunther.
I don't know if I would call Gunther a bruiser though.
A brawler,
brawler. I'm sorry. Like I don't know if I would call him a brawler. He's just, to me, he just looks like a kind of like an old school kind of like 1960s, 1970s wrestler. So I don't know if I would call him a bruiser, but
I don't really agree. I'm glad he's getting recognition, but I don't really think he's a brawler.
Right.
You know what I mean? But anyway. Best High Flyer Award here. Hilo Del Vicino's number 1. Number 2 is Ray Phoenix. Number 3 is Dante Barton. Number 4 is Commander, who made his debut on Dynamite tonight in the Face of Revolution ladder match. He did that crazy, dive, walking the rope. Which we can argue about later because that totally doesn't make sense kayfabe. But Will Ospreay number 5. Most overrated. This would be a fun one to guess here real quick. Who do you think will be number 1 for most overrated?
So it's it's the Wrestling Observer audience. So if it's most overrated, it has to be a WWE guy, right?
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Is it Roman Reigns?
He's not number 1. He's number 3. I'll put. So go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
No, I was gonna say, and I'll put it to you this way: it's not a dude.
Is it Bianca Belair?
No.
Is it Becky Lynch?
No.
Is it Charlotte?
No. It's Glary. We talk about her nearly every week.
Who the fuck do we talk about every week?
Nearly, for the most part. Rub's on conversation, or I'll try to go ahead.
No, Maurice is a WWE person. Liv? Is it Liv?
Nope.
Who the fuck is it? Is it Rhea?
Nope.
Sasha? Bailey?
Nope. You're going all the way around it, like.
I already said Becky, Kyle. Who the fuck is it then?
Ronda Rousey.
Ah, fuck. Okay, god damn it.
Ronda Rousey, which I believe they got right on this one. So she's number 1. Number 2 is Tyrus. Number 3 is Roman Reigns, which is fucking ridiculous. Like, that's just people just hating. Like people vote. I get the audience, right? And wrestling, you know, you can like who you like and hate who you hate, and you know, some people we like, some people we hate. But to call Roman overrated this past year is kind of absurd to me a little bit,
because he doesn't do suplexes. He doesn't do tope suicidas and super kicks.
I mean, it's whatever. But CM Punk number 4, and Austin Theory number 5. All right, most underrated. Most underrated. Did you want to guess this one or no? I don't think you're gonna get this one. So I'll just go ahead. It's Takeshita. Takesha's most underrated, which I don't really understand. I get why he's there, but I think people are kind of coming around him as far as being him a little bit more properly rated. If that's the thing. But yeah. But if you want to guess number 2, try and guess number 2. You'll be shocked by this, actually, given the audience.
Is it a WWE guy?
It is a WWE guy.
Is it someone in NXT or the main roster?
Main roster.
Are they on Raw or SmackDown?
Raw.
Are they a champion?
No. They're in a tag team. I'll give you that.
They're in a tag team. Okay. Chad Gable?
Chad Gable, yeah, number 2. Oh. I'm kind of shocked that a lot of people are, that they go over Chad Gable. And what's also funny about this list is it's like these people hate watch WWE. That's what I'm getting. They watch WWE, but they hate watch it, which is amazing to me. Ricochet number 3. Number 4 is Mustafa Ali, and number 5 is Ricky Starks.
Okay.
So I'm kind of surprised that 3 WWE guys made here. Rookie of the year. Kind of gave a little bit of hints about this earlier here. I'll just go here. Number 1, Braun Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Hook. Number 3, Logan Paul. Number 4, Tomoka Inaba. I don't know who that is. But they got 67 votes, so I'll probably have to check them out. And number 5, Solo Sikoa. I'm kind of upset that Carmelo's not here. In some fashion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I probably would have put Melo a little higher.
I mean, I don't know what number he ended up being, but like he's not top 5. So
Logan is one of those things of just like, he had pretty much all of his matches last year, and he was really fucking good in each one of them. So, let me ask you something. Would you rank Logan over Braun as far as like Rookie of the Year?
No,
because technically Braun started in 2021.
Right at the end of 2021, but his full year didn't finish until the end of 2022.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, in that year he, but I'm surprised that they got this right. That it was 339 votes to Braun Breaker to 261 Hook. Yeah. All right, next. Best non-wrestler here. So this is like the manager or whatnot. You're about to laugh here once we get to the end of this year. Number 1, Paul Heyman.
Okay.
Correct. Number 2, William Regal.
Right.
What he did in AEW was very good. Very good. Number 3, I don't know. He wasn't really around all of 2022. Don Callis. He's fantastic. I don't know if I put him number 3, though, for this past year.
He sucks, but he shouldn't be on this list.
Everyone has their opinion. Number 4, Stokely Hathaway. Number 5.
He hasn't bothered me. I like him.
Oh yeah, he's pretty good. Number 5, I'm not even gonna have you guess because you're not even going to be. Rick Ross.
But he only showed up on one fucking episode of AEW.
Well, he's been on more than one episode of AEW. He's been on a few actually, but it. 33 people voted Rick Ross as the best manager non-wrestler of the year. What is the matter with these people? Like, you get 33 people. Like, now 384 people and 255 people have sense of voting for William Regal and Paul Heyman. But someone really sat there and was like, oh my god, Rick Ross is the best, non-wrestler of the year. I love Rick Ross. I love his music. I really do. He's one of my favorite rappers of all time. But when it comes to professional wrestling, he's not one of the best. I mean, he's had funny segments. Like, I'm not gonna despite that. But like, he's, to your point, he's only, you said one. He's been on a couple shows of AEW this past year. So go fuck off with that. Best television announcer. I don't think you're gonna get this one. I know you're not gonna get this one, but it's a familiar name. Kevin Kelly, number 1. Number 2.
Wait, what does he do?
Kevin Kelly?
Yeah, what show is he on?
He's on New Japan. But Kevin Kelly, he used to be in WWE back in the day.
No, I know it is. I just didn't know where he was at. So.
Oh, he's New Japan. He does the English commentary for New Japan.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and I think he was in Ring of Honor for a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, number 2 is Excalibur.
Yeah.
Again, this is the audience here. Number 3 is Ian Riccaboni.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good. Number 4 is Taz. Number 5 is Pat McAfee.
I mean, being biased, I would put Pat at number 1, but that's just me.
Right. Worst television announcer. Get ready for this one. Number 1, Corey Graves.
What? Yeah,
No.
I'm okay. I like Corey. I mean,
he's not the worst.
Once upon a time, Corey was really fucking good at, but I think it's just like, I just think he's burnt out because they just had this dude just doing everything. Like, he'd be on Raw, then he'd be on SmackDown, then he'd be on NXT, then he'd have a show on the network, then he'd do this, and he'd do that. They gave him a show. They gave him a random YouTube show with Carmella, and it's just like, I don't think he's bad. Like, lately he's kind of grown on me because there was a point where I just couldn't. There was a point where I did like him, and then I started to kind of like not like him, and now I'm starting to like him a little bit more.
I don't think he's the worst.
Like he says things that kind of make me laugh a little bit.
You had guys like Jimmy Smith there.
Jimmy Smith, Mike Adamle, that was like, over a decade ago. But it should.
But like, yeah, Kevin Patrick, who's number 5 on this list, by the way. Like,
here's the thing: I don't think he's necessarily terrible. He's just not good in that role. He shouldn't be a commentator,
right? But in that given role that he's in, Kevin Patrick's far worse than Corey Graves in that given role.
Right, I get you.
So, like, as a backstage, as a backstage announcer, he's good. Like, we'll get to the rest of the list here. Number 2 is Booker T, which I don't agree with. I mean, okay, okay. Honestly, I get it. It's kind of like with my Von Khali thing, right? Like, Von Khali sucks on the mic, but he's fantastic. Same thing with Booker T. I have no idea what the fuck he's saying half the time, but it's funny as shit. Like,
what's he doing, man? Come on, man.
It's fantastic. I love it, but it sucks. You know what I mean? So he's number 2. Number 3 is Jim Ross.
Yeah, I don't want to say Jim Ross is bad, but it's just he's really not. He's not what he used to be. Obviously, like, because he's, yeah.
The AEW New Japan fans went for Jim Ross, so whatever, right?
Probably because he said not so nice things about the talent, but that's just me.
Is what it is, right? Number 4 is gonna piss you off because it pissed me off. Number 4, and I get it, and I get it that they take the totality of the year. In the second half of the year, he really turned it on, and he's definitely one of the best going now. Michael Cole.
Oh boy,
that right there doesn't sit well with me. People need to start putting respect on Michael Cole's name, man. Seriously.
For Michael Cole, I just think it's clear, biasness towards Cole as hating him, because for Cole, it's like they never liked Cole because Cole was never a wrestling guy. Like, Cole was, the WWE commentator of telling stories, quote unquote. Like, and you mentioned Kevin Kelly's being announcer of the year. Like, I think Cornette told the story of, Kevin Kelly was up for that job as lead announcer, but they went with Michael Cole instead because Michael Cole, was a real announcer, quote unquote, and he covered the war and yada yada. So, and for the longest time, Cole was bad. Like, he was the shits.
Like a good 10-year period. But like when he first, I would say between like 99 and like 2006, he was pretty damn good. Wasn't Jim Ross, obviously, but he was good. Him and Taz, and 2000, 2003, him and JBL, early JBL, 2006, right? 2007, they were fantastic together. And now he's kind of had a resurgence with Pat McAfee, but I don't agree with that whatsoever.
For example, he's proven that when he doesn't have Vince yelling in his ear, he's a lot more calmer. Like, what was the name of that special? The Beast in the East special from Japan back in like.
I was gonna mention that, and also the United Kingdom Championship tournament, the first one.
Yeah, like
he was fantastic there.
Like, when you let Michael Cole off his leash, like he unleashes, like he's a lot better. He seems like he's actually having fun. And then you put him with, with Pat, he actually seems like he's having fun because he doesn't have Vince screaming in his ear and tell him what to say and what not to say. So, again, but it's the audience that we know is making the votes, and
I'm very curious on if Michael Cole has a great year on commentary. So far, he's been very good so far. Definitely not one of the top 4 worst. I'm very curious on what's going to happen next year, because, and even I wish I had some of these Kerps here as well. But like Meltzer was kind of calling out his subscribers too as well. So
yeah, like I don't mean to cut you off, but like when Cornette and Lass were talking about it, they actually brought up that quote from Meltzer, that Meltzer was kind of like subtly but not so subtly, telling the subscribers, hey, you're getting the votes wrong. Like, such and such should not be, best anything of the year. Like, you guys are actually wrong on this one, but go ahead, continue.
Yeah, just number 5 was Kevin Patrick, which I think should have been a little bit higher. But best major wrestling show here, I'll just go through these here real quickly. AEW Forbidden Door. Number 2 is AEW Revolution. Number 3 is WrestleMania Night 1. Mm-hmm. Number 4 is Stardom 5-Star Grand Prix Finals. And number 5 is Clash at the Castle. And I'm pretty sure I know you have some thoughts there, but where would you? I mean, would you put WrestleMania number 1 or Clash of the Castle number 1 or another pay-per-view?
He had fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin in his first match in over 20 years. Or almost 20 years, main eventing night 1 of Mania. It's like, come
Cody
on.
returning too.
Cody returning. It's like, come on, that should be number 1. Clash of the Castle, number 2. I didn't watch Forbidden Door. Didn't care. I mean, that was my anniversary, so I obviously didn't watch it.
Oh, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. For me personally, I have Forbidden Door as number 1 personally, and I have Clash of the Castle number 2. And probably, I love Revolution. That CM Punk MJF match was amazing.
Well, was that the dog collar match?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That was a good match. I liked it.
Yeah. That was a good show. Worst pay per view or major wrestling show. Royal Rumble 2022. Number
Agreed.
1. Number 2 is Elimination Chamber. Number 3 is GCW The World. Number 4 is Jim Crockett Promotions Ric Flair's Last Match. Which, honestly, I think that's unfair. The last match was god-awful. But the resume was fucking fun as shit. Like, you got some great wrestling on that show, so I get it, but I think that's kind of a little bit of a fair vote. And number 5 is NWA Hard Times as number 5 on this list.
Okay.
Best wrestling maneuver. We'll just go through these here. I'm not gonna guess on these. Ospreay's Hidden Blade. Will Ospreay's Hidden Blade?
I've never seen the move, so I don't really have an opinion.
You've seen them. I'm pretty sure you've seen the movie. You probably just don't know what it's called. It's the one where the guy's on his knees and he's from behind him and he hits him in the back of the head with the elbow. Never seen that.
Never seen it.
Okay. I actually love the move, actually, but anyway, number 2 is the Buckshot Lariat, Adam Page, not
You mean Logan? You mean Logan Paul?
Logan Paul, whatever. Number 3,
Hangman Logan Paul.
Hangman Logan Paul. There you go. Number 3 is the One Wing Angel, Kenny Omega. Number 4 is Darby Allin's Coffin Drop. Number 5 is Wardlow's Powerbomb Symphony. Whatever. Most disgusting promotional tactic. Number 1, Vince McMahon appears on TV after sexual misconduct allegations. I don't know if it was I don't know. Was he? I
don't know.
I think was he promoted on that day? He was promoted on that day, actually.
Yeah, but okay. Continue with this list.
I mean, he was. I mean, that's pretty bad. Like the day, like. The day that the sexual allegations come out, like, you just come on out to the ring. Anyway, WWE Saudi Arabia relationship. I mean, that's whatever. Like, just get over it at this point. Ric Flair's last match, number 3. Number 4, 7 man goodbye to Vince McMahon, and number 5, AEW not punishing CM Punk after Adam Page call out.
Wait, how was that a promotional tactic?
I don't fucking know. I don't know.
How is Stephanie saying goodbye to Vince a promotional tactic?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. These people don't even know what is. 2022 worst TV show. Number 1 is Raw. Number 2 is NXT. Number 3 is NWA Power. Number 4 is Rampage, which I'm quite shocked that. Now, remember on the best list from last week, Rampage was on that list as well, so this is kind of a split here for number 4 for being AEW Rampage. And number 5 being Women of Wrestling. Raw was dreadful before Vince left. So
I mean, Raw, again, I'm going to say it until the cows come home. Raw needs to be 2 hours. They need to drop that third hour. A wrestling show that's not a pay-per-view. I mean, even a pay-per-view, like I make it 2.5 hours. You know, WWE Raw does not need to be 3 hours. Like, come on. But how Rampage was considered one of the best wrestling shows, and now they're calling it one of the worst wrestling shows on this list. It's just like
so the ones that voted Rampage for number 4, right? They are honest. The ones that vote, they were honest with themselves. Like, yeah, Rampage sucks. Even though we love AEW, Rampage sucks. The other people who voted Rampage, best show of the year was just being AEW dick right cocksuckers. So there you go. All right, we got a couple more here. About like 5 more here. Worst match of the year. You want to guess this one? I'll give you a gander on this one. You want to guess this one real quick?
Was it a WWE match?
It was. It's warranted to be here.
Is it with a big star?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it somebody from?
Stars, I'll say.
Was it somebody from Raw or SmackDown?
One SmackDown. One is neither.
Was it? I'm gonna. You know what? If it's what I think it is, I actually like the match. It was entertaining for the right reasons. I'm gonna say Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville.
No. No. Same. That was WrestleMania Night 2, right?
Yeah.
That same night.
Huh. What other...
Same night.
Pat McAfee versus Vince?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah, they 435 people voted for that. Ric Flair and Andrade versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Ric Flair faking a heart attack in the match. That was great. Number 3 is Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi. We talked about that nauseum. 2022 Men's Royal Rumble. And Matt Cardona versus Trevor Murdoch versus Tyrus. Alrighty. Worst feud of the year. Number 1, The Miz versus Dexter Lumis. Number 2, Ronda Rousey versus Liv Morgan. Number 3, Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight, which I don't really agree with. I mean, the match ended up being trash, but the feud, I don't think it was one of the worst feuds of the year. The match, which is 2023, is probably going to be one of the worst matches of the year. But I thought the initial build-up was decent for that. I don't think he grants it the number 3 worst feud of the year. Number 4, Sammy Guevara versus Scorpio Sky, which, yeah, that fucking sucked. And number 5, Braun Breaker versus Joe Gacy, which wasn't good either, so.
Agreed.
Worst promotion of the year. You want to give a gander what number 1 is?
Is it WWE?
Bing, bing, bing. Number 1. These people are fucking retarded. You cannot sit there and tell me that, okay, maybe the first half of the year, even the first half of the year wasn't like that god-awful terrible, but once Vince left, you cannot tell me that WWE didn't get better. The fact that you don't even have they don't even have NXT here. Fucking stupid. Number 2 is NWA. Number 3 is Control Your Narrative. You mean to tell me that Control Your Narrative is technically better than WWE? Jesus Christ. Number 4 is AAA in Mexico. And number 5 was GCW.
I actually forgot Control Your Narrative was a thing.
Yeah, Control Your Racism. Saying. Oh my God, man. 1, 2, 3. All right, we got 4 left here. All righty. Best Booker.
Ooh. I want to guess this one.
Yeah, sure.
Is it Tony Khan?
Tony Khan is Best Booker of the year. Yes. Number 1 is Tony Khan. Number 2 is and these were close actually, because number 2 almost overtook Tony Khan. 372 votes for Tony Khan. 327 for this individual here. Rossi Ogawa. Number 2.
Who the fuck is that?
He is the promoter booker for Stardom. So, like, if you look at like old pictures of Io or Tony Storm or Kyrie, even what's his face or her face rather, Blair Davenport, Bea Priestley, who's in NXT. He has like the little fedora hat thing, takes pictures. Yeah, looks like a cool dude. But anyway, he's number 2. He is the Stardom booker there. Number 3, Triple H, Paul Levesque. Number 4, Gato, New Japan. And number 5 is Sean Shelby and Nick Menard. I'm not gonna pretend like I don't know who those guys are. So, I don't know if that's Progress. I don't know if that's GCW. I don't know. Can't begin to tell you. ROH. I don't know. Definitely not ROH because that's Tony Khan. Promoter of the year. It's not Best Booker, but it's the Promoter of the year. Who do you think promotes the best?
Ooh, I got this one. Is it Tony Khan?
It is Tony Khan. 450 votes. Number 2. You're not going to guess who number 2 is, and you're just going to be like, what the fuck? This came out of left field. Dana White.
What?
Dana White, yeah. He's number 2.
But this is
UFC.
But it's wrestling. Okay, never mind. Continue.
Number 3 is Rossi Ogawa. Number 4 is Triple H Paul Levesque. And number 5, and Triple H had 86 first place votes. Right behind him with 78 first place votes. You want to guess who's number 5? You're not going to guess this, and you're going to be like, these are the most stupid people ever, ever.
I have the name on the tip of my tongue. Scott D'Amore.
That would be a little bit more reasonable here. Nick Khan.
What?
But hey, man, I just read these here, man. I just read these here, man.
I mean, I don't hate it, but it's just like, but he's not booking the show.
I mean, I hate it because it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I know he's WWE, but that he doesn't. To your point, he doesn't promote the show. Like, 78 people are gonna, whatever. All right, final 2. Best gimmick. Yeah, I guess this one here. This should be an obvious one. Best gimmick.
Is it Orange Cassidy?
He's on the list. He's number 5, actually.
Okay. Well, is it a WWE guy?
WWE guy. It is WWE guy.
Is it Bray Wyatt?
No.
Is it?
It should be obvious, man. The hottest guy in the business right now.
Roman Reigns?
Nah, he's number 4. Him in the Bloodline's number 4.
Sami Zayn?
Sami Zayn, 332 votes.
But wait, what's his gimmick though?
The Honorarius.
Oh, okay. Hey, love Sammy. He won something, so good.
Number 2 is the Acclaimed.
Okay.
Number 3 is Danhausen. Number 4 is Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. And they were separated by 2 votes, Danhausen and Roman Reigns and Bloodline there. So Danhausen is number 3.
Danhausen has a better gimmick than the Bloodline and Roman Reigns. Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
I don't agree with it, but I do like Danhausen's gimmick though. I don't know if I put it top 5 though, but I like his gimmick. And number 5 is Orange Cassidy. Last one here on the list is a worst gimmick. Yeah, you can try to guess this one here. What do you think was the worst gimmick that you saw in wrestling that the fans are going to vote for?
Worst gimmick. Is it a WWE guy?
It is WWE, yes.
All right, are they on Raw or SmackDown or NXT?
They were on SmackDown, now on Raw. It's kind of I won't say a huge hint, but it's a good hint there.
They were on SmackDown, but now they're on Raw.
Recently on SmackDown, and now they're on Raw.
Maximum Male Models?
Maximum Male Models, yes. Number 1. Number 2.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Uncle Howdy.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, I get it, but what? Like, okay, whatever. Number 3 is Kip Sabian. Number 4 is Joe Gacy and the Schism. And number 5 is Bray Wyatt.
Come on, man. My gimmick's not that bad, man. It's actually pretty good, man. Go ahead.
And that is, the last 2 is Best Book and Best Wrestling Documentary, but no one cares about that. So that is the full 2022 Wrestling Observer Awards list results. Tom Moxley, Wrestler of the Year.
All right, so we did it. We're over 2 hours. Did you still want to try the BUSFLIP, or did you want to save that for another day?
I'm good with the BUSFLIP.
All right, so
it seems like we got an audience here that's kind of staying tuned. So yeah, why not do the BUSFLIP?
So and then of course lastly will be the prediction. So CM Goof on Saturday had asked us a question about WrestleMania BUSFLIP, and that's too broad of a question to just answer in 2 minutes. So
yeah,
we decided to save our BUSFLIP for this show. So. I already have the list of the WWE roster open. So
now are we just gonna do main roster?
I mean, we can do NXT as well.
Oh no, I thought we were just gonna do main roster. Okay, that's why whatever we want to do.
I mean, if you want to do NXT, we can. So we're just gonna skim. We'll not skim, but we're gonna name names, and we'll just say keep or not keep, or fire, keep or fire. We'll just make it that. We'll just make it simple. So have Raw open. AJ Styles keep.
Keep.
Akira Tozawa
keep.
I'll say fire. You know what? Keep. I changed my mind. Keep. Angel Garza.
Keep.
Keep, like him. Angelo Dawkins, obviously keep.
Keep.
Austin Theory, keep.
Sure. Keep.
Baron Corbin, bye.
Keeping him.
He fucking sucks. Bye. Bobby Lashley, obviously keep.
Keep, yeah.
Brock Lesnar, keep, obviously. Bronson Reed, love him, keep him, but
hold on. I'm gonna fire Lesnar. I'm being serious. I'm gonna fire Lesnar.
All right.
I mean, what the fuck does he have to at this point? At this point, and just being objective here, what other value does he have right now?
He pops a rating. He sells merch.
He does not pop a rating. He sells merch though. He does do that. Yes.
He generates revenue. So I don't know. I'm not going to fire.
That's fine. He does not pop a rating though. If he popped a rating, then the prior to Vince leaving, he would have been a lot more prevalent in the ratings. But anyway, neither here nor there. You know, I mean, not to say that I won't bring him back, right? But for the immediate time, fire him, go away for maybe a year or two, maybe come back, right? Not to say that if I fire, he's gonna be gone forever. Just absence makes the heart grow fonder. Maybe be away for a couple of years, come back, then
Well, to be fair, he only wrestles like maybe 3 matches a year. So I don't know. I wouldn't fire Brock Lesnar. I would just, I guess, not renew his contract. That's the best way to put it.
Well, okay, not renew his contract, whatever. Just don't be in the company for a couple of years. I mean, you know what I mean. But yeah, they're never gonna fire or release Brock Lesnar. That's never gonna happen. But if I was running the ship, I'll let him go.
All right,
probably die in the process, but I'll let him go.
Bronson Reed, keep him, love him. Just wish the fans loved him as much as we do. Cedric, keep. Chad Gable, keep. Cody Rhodes, obviously keep.
Fuck Cody Rhodes. No, I'm just gonna keep him.
Fuck him. Damian Priest,
keep.
Dexter Lumis.
Unfortunately, man, I mean, I like him, I really do. I would fire him. What move to NXT? I'll fire him. Like, even move to NXT won't even do anything for him. Yeah, I'll fire him.
I'll fire him too. He just when they brought him back and they did those kind of Easter egg things of he's in the background but you can't really see him but you see him. I remember you and me were talking about it. We were like, that's pretty cool. What they're doing with that. And then they brought him back and it's just eh. So right. I would get rid of him. Dolph Ziggler. Keep. He's good at putting guys over and he can sell.
You need those vets.
Prison Dom. Dominic. Just as long as he stays out of trouble, he'll be fine. So keep him. Edge.
Keep.
He's gonna retire soon. Elias.
Keep.
I like Elias. Balor.
Keep.
Yeah, keep him. Gable Steveson. He hasn't even had a match yet. So
that match, I'll still keep him though. I don't want to lose somebody like that to another competitor, or who knows? He may be the fucking next Kurt Angle, or even better. Who knows? But you can't let somebody go like that. Right. Who's an Olympian?
Umberto. Keep. I like that tag team. Gargano.
Keep.
Fire.
I already knew what you guys.
I'm kind of all set with Gargano. Carl Anderson.
Keep.
And Gallows. So keep both of them.
Yeah, keep both of them. Yeah.
Kevin Owens. Keep. Maximum Male Models, Marseille, and Monsoel.
Keep them. I look. Even though they have a shit gimmick, they are entertaining. I will say that. I'll keep them. I'll change their gimmick, do something with them. Mansour, he's a damn good talent. Mace Marseille, he's a great looking guy, great face. You can use it for something on TV for sure.
I would keep them because you need that, I guess, what do you call it? Enhancement team.
Yes,
that's gonna
absolutely.
And I can't fire everybody, so you need to keep some people that are good for something.
Unless they're Johnny Gargano for you.
Yeah, fuck him. Matt Riddle, keep.
Yeah, like he killed a baby or something.
He did. I'm kidding.
Wow. Yeah, I'll keep him even though he's a dope head.
Keep him. If he keeps getting into trouble, then bye.
Yeah, he needs to clean up.
Miz is gonna have a job for life, so keep him.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'll keep him.
Montez Ford, keep.
Oh, fire! Oh god, he sucks. So overrated. Oh, fire him. No, that's fucking future champion right there.
Mustafa,
keep him.
Fire him.
Wow.
He doesn't want to fucking be here. He's back begrudgingly, so fire his ass. Omos.
I see something in him, not as a fucking wrestler in ring, but he can be like an enforcer. He can be, special attraction talent, things of that nature, which he kind of is right now. But like, not actually having one-on-one matches, things of that nature. I'll keep him and see what I can try to do to enhance his positives, because he has a few positives. He can, like, if you let him talk and actually like talk, not like scripted talk, but like be himself, it's pretty entertaining. You know what I mean? Pretty entertaining. So I'll keep him and find a better spot for him.
I like Omos because the match he had with who's it, Braun Strowman. Like, for a big man match, that was actually not a terrible match, and he was good at shit talking. Like, that's what I want to see from Omos.
Right.
Like, your big guy, your giant, needs to be used sparingly, and they use him sparingly. If they do have him come out, it's to either do a promo or to just like work against a jobber. So there's something to him that could work, and that could eventually, draw you money. So I'll keep him because I like him. I like the guy. So maybe the match with Brock could be fun. I mean, it's not going to be It's not.
I wouldn't go that far now. No.
Hear me out. Not trying to say it's going to be like a 5-star classic. I'm just saying maybe it'll be fun. Maybe it'll be entertaining. Maybe. How many times have we seen a match and go that looks like it's gonna suck, and then it ends up being fun? So maybe it'll be fun.
Yes, that has happened before. How many of those matches were almost matches?
Good point. So
that's all I'm saying. How many of those matches were almost matches? Like Braun versus almost, like, I think the consensus was like, the match is not gonna be great, but like if anybody could get something out of almost is Braun, and that's what we ended up getting, right? So I'm not looking forward to this match. Now, going off topic a little bit here, and I'm gonna push this agenda all the way through WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
What if there's two things that'll come out of this match with Brock and Omos? What if, let's say Lesnar wins, right? He F5s him. That's probably one of the moments there. That's one thing. But the other thing that I'm really hoping that happens is that it's just one big angle. It's not a match, it's an angle. And to bring the Hurt Business back together officially at WrestleMania, beating down Brock. And Lashley's to be the last one to come out there and get his revenge.
Why not?
with the Hurt Business there. Now, obviously, I will probably do this match night 1, maybe, and probably night 2 with Lashley and Bray. So that way, if Bray does something spooky to him, like kills him or something like that, it'll make sense why he came out night 1. But yeah, that's almost.
Otis.
Keep.
Yeah, keep him, I guess. Orton, he's gonna have a job for life, so keep him.
Yeah, keep him. Yeah.
Rick Boogs.
He's been.
I like Rick Boogs. He amuses me, so keep him.
I'm gonna let him go, man. I like him as a on-screen character, but it's like he's very limited in the ring. He's when he's on screen, the fans are not really like popping for him, so he's not connecting with the audience. Maybe I'll send him back to NXT maybe and get reworked maybe, but as of right now, I'll get him off Raw at least.
So I'd keep him. I like him. Robert Roode. Bobby Roode.
Keep.
It says he hasn't had neck surgery, so yeah, keep him. He's enhancement talent. R-Truth.
Fire, but keep him as far as being like a producer or something like that. In ring, no. Like you have nothing else that you need to do at this point.
Yeah, get him off TV and just give him a backstage role. Seth Franklin Rollins.
Keep.
But get rid of that. Just don't ever have him wear those stupid ass sunglasses again, like he did on Raw. Ugh.
You don't like the sunglasses?
Those are just. It was making me laugh whenever he was just talking shit to Logan on FaceTime, and he just goes, "Bye bye, bitch." I thought that was funny, but just whatever this like heterosexual rock star gimmick that Seth Rollins is doing, it's just. I was trying to like it at first, but now I'm just like, this is just fucking stupid. So, Seth I like, the gimmick I don't. So, Shelton Benjamin.
Keep.
I love Shelton. Like, he's enhanced.
Same thing with R-Truth. Just make him a backstage guy.
Goof me. Oh yeah, metrosexual. My bad, Goof. Metrosexual, not heterosexual. And then Tommaso Ciampa.
Keep.
The women's division on Raw, Alexa Bliss. Keep.
Keep.
She sells merch, so that's what matters above anything else. Asuka. Keep. Bayley. Keep. Becky Lynch. Keep. Bianca Belair. Keep.
Keep.
Candice LeRae.
Keep.
Fire. Carmella.
Are you? Let me ask this: are you just doing that because she's married to Johnny? And you're not taking merit of just her as an individual.
I was waiting for you to react.
I'm just saying.
I was waiting for you to react. No, I like Candice. I keep Candice.
Okay, because I thought you were positive on her more than Johnny, obviously.
No, I like Candice. Keep Candice. Just her husband. No. Carmella.
Keep.
Yeah, she's not terrible. Keep her.
She's getting better. She keeps improving. Even though she's been there forever, she keeps improving.
Yeah. She's getting better. I don't hate her in the ring. She's passable compared to like most women that we watch. Chelsea Green.
Keep.
Yeah, keep her. She has a gimmick and it's working, so keep her.
Keep her on TV.
Dakota Kai.
Keep
her. Dana Brooke. Bye.
Yeah, Botch Brooke. Why you still have a job? Like, good God, man. She's like, I mean, in comparison, right? I think JTG is a lot fucking better. But remember when JTG had his job forever? I'm like, God, this guy still has a fucking job. Same thing with Dan Brooke.
And what was his gimmick? Why did I pick up the phone?
Yeah.
Whoever has their dick in Dana Brooke's mouth, just take it out, please, and fire this bitch. Io Sky, keep. Lita's listed as on the main roster, so it's Lita, so keep her. Well, Mia Yim.
So weird. So fucking weird. Yeah, keep Mia.
I like Mia. Nikki Cross.
Keep.
Yeah, keep. Piper Niven.
Keep.
Keep. Rhea Ripley. Keep.
Keep.
Tamina. Bye.
Make her backstage.
Yeah, get off TV. On other on-air personnel, Maxine Dupree.
Keep.
Yeah, she's actually kind of funny. MVP, keep.
Keep.
All right, SmackDown Men's Division, Ashante Adonis.
Oh my god. I actually like him over everyone else in Hit Row, so I'll keep him.
Yeah, he's not terrible. He's pretty good. So keep him. Big E, keep.
Keep.
Braun Strowman.
Keep.
Yeah, he gets a reaction, so keep him.
And he hasn't been since his comeback. I've actually liked him more. Doesn't feel like he's overstayed his welcome. Doesn't feel like he's I mean, he had that one hiccup on social media, but I've been okay with Braun Beck so far. He's been one of the better Triple H returns for sure.
And his I like the tag team with him and Ricochet. It makes sense. So
yeah, it's a little fun. Yeah.
Bray Wyatt, he sells merch and he gets a reaction, so keep him.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna think about it, even though what he's doing right now is not great. Keep him.
All right. Butch,
keep.
Cruz. Keep. Cruz del Toro,
keep.
Drew McIntyre, keep.
Keep.
Eric,
Viking Raiders overall, keep.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, keep them. They're doing something. Giovanni Vinci.
All of Imperium, keep.
Yeah, keep Imperium. They're good. They're great. We already got to Ivar, so keep. The Usos, Jey Uso, Jim Uso.
That's obvious. Keep them.
Fire them. No, keep them. Joaquin Wilde.
All of Legato, keep. Keep them all.
Right. Karrion Kross.
I'm keeping him. I'm gonna give him what he wants. He said he wants more opportunity. He says he wants to, kind of break out a little bit. I'll let him do that and kind of see where it goes from there.
And he just had a big win over Ray on Friday, if that means anything. So, and
that wasn't a terrible match. That was a pretty good match.
Yeah, and Kross has better matches against smaller guys. I mean, that worked in NXT, so I think they should really consider just having him have matches with smaller guys. Like, it works. So keep Kross. Well, I like Kross, so keep him. New Day, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, keep. Even though I'm starting to kind of get a little annoyed by their antics, but keep them. LA Knight.
Yeah,
let me talk to you. Keep him. But just do something with the guy at least, because the match he had with Kofi, it's just, why did Kofi need to win the match?
He's fine. He's okay. He's all right. I think people are kind of overreacting right now. He's all right. He's fine.
I'm not gonna get into it. I'm just gonna move on. Madcap Moss.
I like him. He just needs a character. But he's getting better in the ring, so I'll keep him.
Can we stop calling him Madcap? Just call him Riddick. Everyone else is getting their name back. Call him Riddick Moss. Come on.
Maybe he wants to be called Madcap. I don't know.
But it doesn't make. Anyways, I'm moving on.
I know it doesn't make sense, but yeah, maybe he wants to be called that. I don't know.
Rey Mysterio. Keep. Ricochet. Keep. Ridge Holland.
All the brawling brutes. Keep them.
Roman Reigns.
Fuck him. Fired. Fuck him. Fucking sucks. Fuck Roman. Tribal chief my ass. No. He may hear this right now. He may want to kill me. Keep.
He doesn't do a V trigger. So fire him. I'm not playing. Keep Roman Reigns. Come on. Keep Roman Reigns. Sami Zayn. Keep.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, keep.
Shanky.
I mean, he hasn't really done anything. Now I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna remove him not doing anything for me to keep him or fire him. When I saw him on TV, was he anything that stood out? Did he do anything great? Not really. He actually, this is what I will do. I will take him off SmackDown, which I don't know why he's on that roster, and put him on NXT and kind of help him develop a little bit more, give him about 6 more months, and if he doesn't develop then I'll fire him.
Bye. He sucks. I only saw a few things from him. He was with Jinder Mahal, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he sucks. Bye. Nakamura, Shinsuke?
Keep.
I'd like Nakamura.
You're really thinking about Nakamura?
Okay, it's not so much that he's bad, it's just they don't really... Again, I think he's hurt. Is he hurt? Or where the fuck has he been?
Last thing I remember that he wrestled Muda, and that was it.
I mean, White Chocolate's saying there's nothing for him. Like, they don't really do anything with him. So it's just...
Oh, well, let me make the argument here. We're keeping Shelton Benjamin, though?
Shelton's on another show.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's still part of the payroll. Just saying. I mean, Shelton ain't really... I mean, he's still kind of part of the Hurt Business, but in grand scheme of things, he's really not really doing anything. You know? He's like the fourth, fifth wheel in the Hurt Business. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Very apples on this one.
Okay. If you're gonna keep Nakamura, do something with him. Like, don't.
If we're that's the reason why we're doing this BUSFLIP. It's like what we would do with them. Like, you know what I mean? Or what if we're gonna fire him? If we see no value with them, fire them. You know.
With Nakamura, you need to make him feel like he's the guy, not just one of the guys. That's kind of where I'm getting at. Like, do something with him. I'm not saying he has to be in the main event of WrestleMania, like, from here on out. Just like, don't make him look like he's just another wrestler on the card. Like, make him look like he's someone that stands out. That's my guess, or not really a guess. That's my answer.
Right.
Solo.
Gotta keep
him. He just tied the knot with his wife. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Top Dollar. Bye.
Yeah, man. I gotta get rid of him, man.
Sucks. Fucking hate him. I don't hate him. I just think he sucks. Uncle Howdy. I mean, he's not really a wrestler, but...
Yeah. I mean, that's maybe Bo Dallas, so keep.
And...
Maybe?
Obviously keep him. Apparently it's Eric Young. That's the rumor.
With the hair?
I just read things on the internet.
I'm gonna say because, like, this guy's fucking hair. Eric Young's bald now, so I don't know. Whatever.
Women's division, your girl, Aaliyah.
Next. I'm not even gonna comment on that bitch.
She's hot as fuck, but, she sucks. Bye.
She's a racist. Like, she shouldn't... Alright, whatever. You've been down that path way too many times already.
B-Fab.
I'll keep her. I'll pair up with Ashante and kind of do something different with them.
She's not terrible from what I've seen. Like, she has a look and she can talk, so I would say keep her. Charlotte.
Keep.
Fire that bitch. No, I'm playing. Keep her. Emma.
Keep.
She's not really doing anything, but just keep her, but do something with her. And, yeah, Lacey Evans.
She has one hell of a moonsault. Outside of that, yeah, I gotta let her go.
She's gone through so many fucking gimmick changes, and she's obviously a fucking cunt. So bye.
You nasty.
Fuck that bitch. Liv Morgan.
Obviously keep.
I don't know if Mish is in the chat room. I'm sorry, Mish. I like Liv. I'm not like the biggest Liv fan, but I like Liv. I think she's a lot better than what most people give credit for. So, sorry, Mish. Got to keep Liv. Naomi. She's still listed as talent? That's weird.
I mean, yeah. I mean, keep her as right now.
Natalia.
Let her go. Obviously, I'll keep her backstage though, because she'll be great to help some of the younger women. The people who are still green the ring with in ring stuff and all that shit. So, but I'll take her off TV.
Everyone knows how I feel about Natalia. I'm not going to fire Natalia. She's Goof took the words out of my mouth. She should be a trainer. She should be an agent. Yep. To the women's division. So she has knowledge. She has something to offer, the women's, division today. So
100%.
She has something to offer. I just wish she was not on my television screen. Just that's all. Raquel Rodriguez.
Keep
her. She's going to be something in a year. Ronda Rousey.
Let her go, man. Same thing with Brock. And honestly, again, she's on TV. Does she even matter when she comes on TV? Not nowadays, right? She doesn't really do anything. She doesn't pop a rating. You know what I mean? She's only there for name value, so let her go.
Bye. She smell you later. She sucks. Scarlett Bordeaux. Keep her. Love her. Shayna.
Keep Shayna.
Keep her. Love her. Shotzi. Keep her. Like her. She just needs to get a little better. Sonya.
Keep.
I don't want her to shoot me, so keep her. I'm playing. No, in all seriousness, I love Sonya. Sonya is actually, she's grown on me. Lately, I like her heel character. I like her. I like her as a bitchy heel, and she's actually not terrible in the ring. So keep her. Tegan Knox.
Tegan Knox, keep her.
Yeah, I guess keep her because she's not terrible in the ring. I just, she's very injury prone. So Valhalla. So Sarah.
Keep her. She's in her perfect role right now. Doesn't need to be wrestling. Be an enhancement to the Viking Raider, so keep her.
Yeah, she's not really doing anything, so keep her. Xia Li.
I'm a keeper. It's borderline, but I'm a keeper. I like her. I feel that she's like you can tell that she's really trying, and she's trying to get better. So I'll keep her. I'll keep her.
There's a point where I really liked her, but it's just she hasn't really done anything. So bye.
You don't think with your motivational skills, you don't think you'll be able to make her better?
And what kind of motivational skills would that be, Justin?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything freaky here. But
if you want to keep this job, you know what you got to do.
When's the last time you sucked a hard black?
That was good. Oh, by the way, you're fired. Bye. I don't know why I sound like Triple H for a second.
My God.
Zelina Vega.
Keep her.
She's better as a valet, so keep her.
Oh yeah, her role's perfect. What she's doing right now.
And then Paul Heyman, obviously keep.
Keep, yeah.
Let's skip the NXT roster because we're at 232. Okay. And we got to get to predictions.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know if we want to do NXT, but okay.
Yeah, let's get to Revolution predictions. We got a freaking long show tonight. So Revolution is this Saturday, March 5th at the Chase Center in San Francisco. Oh, no, not Saturday. I'm sorry. Sunday. All right. Sorry, just saying bye to the missus. So the matches. So I think originally it was going to be on Saturday, but I guess it got pushed back because there's an NBA game on Saturday. Or
well, no, I believe it was already set for Sunday already. I don't think it was. I don't think they initially had it on Saturday. I may be wrong, but yeah, the Warriors are playing on Friday, and it's gonna take more than a day to set the arena up. So
right. So there's 8 matches announced, which is surprising because AEW likes their thick cards. So hopefully,
I'm pretty sure probably maybe 2 or 3 more matches may be announced between now and Rampage. So,
oh damn it! All right, so first match I'm gonna start at the bottom: Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry in a no holds barred match.
I'm gonna go with Christian on this one, just because of the fact that kind of like what he said tonight. He said that he wants to win a singles title. He promised that he's gonna win a singles title in AEW in 2023. So with that being said, Christian may win this match. Now, Jungle Boy, he lost to Christian at All Out. Very quick match. The Christian was out with injury. Jungle Boy should win this match, but I think AEW is going to probably put Christian over here.
I'll probably go with Christian. I like Christian. I like his heel character. It fits him. I like him coming out in the turtlenecks, just looking like an evil villain. So, keep. I was gonna say keep him. Keep him as your winner. So Christian, I'm gonna go with Christian on this one. Next is a 6-man tag match for the AEW Trios titles. The Elite versus the House of Black.
The House of Black has to win this match. If they don't win this match, who does the Elite feud with? Who do they go up against? They have nobody that they'll go up against with these titles. And that's another reason why I think that when they start introducing these titles, like the TBS title, the All Atlantic title, like too many titles. That's another thing that's hurt AEW is like too many unnecessary titles. But this one in particular, the 6-man, we knew about these titles coming to AEW, or pretty much ever since AEW started. They've been rumored. But really, the Elite really don't really have many guys to feud with. That's believable that could beat them. The House of Black are the ones that could beat them believably right now. And after the fact here, you could do a rematch. You know what I mean? Sometime down the road. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the House of Black on this one.
I would go the House of Black, but it's AEW. They're gonna go with Kenny and the Bucks, the Buckaroos.
So who would they feud with after this? Like, they have nobody to feud with.
They'll find some makeshift team, or they'll just probably give them the next few months off. I don't know. So I'm gonna go with the Elite because, fuck it, why not? Next is a 3-way three-way match for the AEW Women's Championship. Jamie Hayter versus Saraya and Ruby Soho.
So Hayter, Saraya, and Ruby. Jamie Hayter's gonna win. I mean, this is just a in-between feud here. I know Saraya and Toni Storm, they're kind of doing their little heel shtick now, and Ruby's kind of like in between of all this here. I think Ruby's just gonna take the pinfall here. Jamie Hayter should win, has to win, in my opinion. Jamie for the win.
Why do I get this suspicious feeling that Saraya is going to win? Like, I'm getting this, like, I don't even want to say haunting, scary feeling because I don't really care, but it's just like, why do I get the feeling that Saraya is going to win?
On what merit?
On the merit that, it's a triple threat. And, the champion doesn't need to be pinned, so. And they're going to want to do the whole feel-good story, even though Saraya is supposed to be a heel.
It's not. Yeah, it won't. Yeah, I don't see that happening currently right now because the way that they've been presented on TV, I may be wrong, right? AEW's done some crazy stuff before. You may be totally right about this, but just from my perspective of how I've been reading the story here, I think they want to do Jamie versus Britt down the road,
right?
You know what I mean? And again, if Saraya wins here, okay, so it's Saraya and Tony together. Like, so who does Saraya go up against Britt Baker again for the title, and Britt loses? Then what do we have after that? Like her versus Ruby? Like I
have the perfect opponent. I have the perfect opponent, and you're gonna love it. So Saraya wins. Let's say Saraya wins on Sunday. She wins. And then the lights go out. The lights go out. The lights come back on. And you know who's in the ring right behind her? Alberto Del Rio.
Oh my god.
And then he backstabs her.
Jesus Christ, man. Jesus. Oh my god. Oh,
I've gone back to take what's mine, bruja.
I came to take back your pussy.
It's in my contract. I talked to Tony and I said, Tony,
God.
I have one important thing. What's that, Alberto? I need pussy.
Oh, Jesus.
Pussy, what's that, Alberto? I'll show you what pussy is.
Jesus.
In all seriousness, I guess that makes sense. You know, they're going to want to do Jamie versus Britt down the road, so I'm going to go with Jamie on this one, but it's AEW. They're weird.
I'm not surprised if Saraya wins, but what makes sense to me is Jamie versus Britt down the road, so.
Even though Saraya can't even take bumps. Like, she's medically not allowed to take bumps. So, whatever. Next is Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks. The Jericho Appreciation Society are banned from ringside.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna go with Jericho on this one. Ricky Starks needs to win. He needs to win this match, but what kind of gave it away to me that Jericho may win this match? I don't know. Did you see the promo last week with Jericho and Ricky Starks?
What is it that Jericho was? I guess he had. Hold on. I got it. So Starks came out with a contract, and he's like, I have an open challenge for, this.
Right. That one. But do you know what Jericho said at the end, towards the end of the promo? He says, "No one outsmarts Chris Jericho."
You're right.
That's kind of telling there a little bit. So
do you think it's going to be a thing of like there's going to be a new member of the Jericho?
I think we may get either a new member of the Jericho Appreciation Society or maybe just a one-time interference that he may have quote unquote paid somebody off to interfere. So usually with gimmicks like this, matches like this, with stipulations like this, something like that happens. So I'm kind of betting my money there.
Yeah, I mean, Starks kind of needs this win, but it's probably going to be Jericho, because why not? Next is the AEW TNT Championship match, Samoa Joe versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs. We've seen this match before.
I think it's just one-on-one, no? Is it Joe and Wardlow? And actually, hold on, I thought it was supposed to be Joe versus Hobbs next week.
I'm seeing on here it's Hobbs, unless they made a last minute announcement.
Let me go on AEW real quick. AEW. Unless kind of like what happened tonight kind of made it a triple threat and they put it on the pay-per-view. Yeah, I don't see nothing of it. Okay, yeah, it's a triple threat. Okay, I just don't see anything of it. Well, whatever it is, I'm going with Samoa Joe. So there you go.
Yeah, they've pretty much neutered Wardlow and Hobbs. I like them, but it's just like at this point, who cares?
Wardlow looks like Karrion Kross now. They could be a tag team.
Crosslow,
yeah, Crosslow,
low cross. Yeah, I'm going with Joe on this one. Next is Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page in a Texas death match.
I'm gonna go with Hangman on this one.
It's just another excuse for Moxley to blade. So I don't know
about that because he's gonna do it anyway. But Moxley has his new heel character here, but Hangman is like he hasn't officially. I mean, yeah, he beat Mox, but like I don't know. Oh, hold on. Let me think about it. This was a little bit harder. Because I'm trying to think of the outcomes of this, right? If Moxley wins, where does he go from here? He's not going to go up against MJF again. If Hangman wins here, I see Hangman and MJF having a feud for the title. So I'm going to go with Hangman on this one. I'm going to go with Hangman.
I mean, I don't really have a vested interest in this match because I don't really care about either guy. But it's from a wrestling perspective, from a wrestling show perspective, it makes sense to have Hangman win because it's like, you know, he has more of an upside winning this match because you can do something with him. You can put him in a feud with MJF. With Moxley, it's like we've already seen that. Like Moxley needs to, at this point, put over main event talent. He doesn't need to be main event talent at this point, so he's good. So yeah, I guess I'll go with Paige on this one. Next is a 4-way for the AEW Tag Team Championships: the Guns versus the Acclaimed versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett versus Orange Cassidy and Danhausen.
I'm probably gonna keep the Guns as champions here. Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, they don't really merit anything here. The Acclaim, they're the ones, most likely to win, but I'm gonna keep the Guns as champions. Orange Cassidy and Danhausen, is more of a showcase for those two. Mostly, I think a lot of people are probably gonna be surprised on how Danhausen. He's not like a world beater, fucking great wrestler, but he's surprisingly decent in the ring, Danhausen. Surprisingly decent in the ring. Yeah, if you get past the gimmick and all that stuff, you can see like, okay, he's actually pretty good. Same thing with Orange Cassidy. Everyone knows how good Orange Cassidy is, if given something serious. But Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, like I said, I don't really think they're. They may end up putting the titles on those two sooner or later. I just don't see it at this pay-per-view. So I'm going with the Guns.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Guns. They just won it, and I actually like them. I mean, they get who they're supposed to be, and they're good in the ring. So keep them. Keep them as champions. And main event 60-minute Iron Man match for the world title: MJF versus Bryan Danielson.
MJF's winning. This match is gonna be if it's done the right way, this is gonna be a very damn good match. I think this match is really just a showcase. MJF is kind of like, hey, fuck you, I can actually wrestle. I think that's all this match is for. You know what I mean? And who to have a better partner than Bryan Danielson, who was gonna. He's been salivating to have a match like this ever since he left WWE, right? He's never had a match like this in WWE, a 60-minute Iron Man match. So, but yeah, MJF's gonna win. He's gonna win some cheap heel fashion, obviously, right? But he's gonna win.
He's gonna win. Like you kind of took the words out of my mouth. Like he's gonna win, but it's gonna be in like the most MJF-y way you can think of. Like it's gonna be, whatchamacallit, like he is up 1-0.
Right.
And like, for example, he's up 1-0 and the clock's already at like 20 and Danielson just needs to get his final move in, and then MJF decides to roll out of the ring and just like run around the ring and not get back in. So that way he can like waste time and then gets back in the ring so he doesn't get counted out. So I don't know. It's gonna be in like a not a fuck finish, but it's gonna be in like a heel finish. But MJF's gonna win. It's gonna be a great match. There's no doubt about that. It's gonna be a great match. Danielson can have a good match with a sandwich, and it'll be believable. MJF can work, especially if he has, the right opponent, like Punk and, mainly Punk. And then, with Danielson, it's probably gonna be the best match that MJF has ever had. So, yeah, MJF's gonna win. So, those are our predictions for this Sunday, not Saturday, Sunday.
Sunday.
We did 2 hours and 48 minutes. We had a nice thick show tonight, and Yeah. That's going to be the title of tonight's episode. Very thick show.
Nice, thick, and crunchy.
Nice, thick, and crunchy.
I don't know where the crunchy came from, but yeah.
Hey, why not? But Justin, go ahead and plug your stuffy stuff.
Yeah. Just you guys don't know where to find me. Spinebuster Tees, spinebustertees.com. Also find me on Instagram, Spinebuster Tees. And I kind of mentioned, I think I mentioned at the beginning of I don't know if you're live or whatever, but I'm in the process as of right now. Possibly next week start moving my stuff into my space. So yeah, man, it's gonna be very exciting, man. So yeah, just take it day by day at this point. Day by day, this place is just a waiting game. So the stores come in. It looks like this month, so we'll see.
Nice, can't wait for that, brother. You know where to find me: Twitter, Drew Yari Show. I'm on that mostly, and then there's Instagram, which that's more of a personal account for me. I guess half show, half personal, but mainly personal.
Right.
So if you want to add me, just send me a request, and I'll think about adding you. That's my promise. I have a Facebook page for the show. I know some of y'all have me on my personal Facebook page, and you know who you are. And then, whatchamacallit? The show's pretty much everywhere you can that you can listen to podcasts to, Spreaker, Google Podcast, iTunes, YouTube. Thank you, White Chocolate. Appreciate you for jumping on. Yeah. And welcome to the show. Another thing, there's another show I do with RJ and Brother Monty, which, by the way, happy birthday to Brother Monty. Happy birthday, man. Hope you're listening. Hope you're out there. I hope you're having a good time. I do a podcast with them. Monty's the host, and me and RJ are the guests or the co-hosts. Our show will be on my on the Spreaker page. So it was Monty's decision. He asked me if I can put the show on the page. So that's what I'm doing. So and episodes are every Sunday. The last 2 Sundays we haven't been able to do a show, mainly due to Monty's schedule. Because he's I don't want to give too much of his business away, but yeah. Just not. I don't want to say his schedule, but mainly just our schedules. Our schedules kind of like collide, and there'll be days where we have to work at the last minute, so we can't do a show. And the show is called Trifecta Threat, so it'd be weird to do a show with just 2 people. So, but yeah, the show is going to be on the Spreaker page. Just letting you guys know about that. So look out for that to work. I'm just waiting for Monty to send me the links for the episodes so I can just add them on there. And Patreon. Patreon.com, Drew Yari Show. Lately, we haven't put out new content. Again, we're busy boys, but we're gonna put out new content pretty soon. I do a show with Ruben Prime called Culture Attack, and do a show with Mr. RJ, Attack of the Savage Nerds, and I do a show with Jeff Littman, which we called Garden of Droom, which is a takeoff of his show Garden of Doom, but my name's mixed in there. So I need to think of his next homework assignment. That's a show we usually do monthly. So, and it's only $5 a month, people. Just $5, $5 buckaroos. It's money well spent. I'll tell you that much. And the next Q&A show, I already put it up in the events tab. I mentioned how we're only going to be able to do one Q&A show in March. And that's going to be on the 18th, March 18th, on Saturday, same time as usual, 8 p.m. Central Time. And what else? Yeah, that's really about it. Shout out to everybody who listens to the show. Shout out to Wrestling Soup. Shout out to Breaking the Apocalypse. Shout out to RJ, Ruben, Monty, Andrew Carlick, Jeff Littman, Steve Pena from Hammerlock Hangover, Russell Bread, Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Their show is live on YouTube and Facebook every Friday after SmackDown. So look out for those guys. Those guys are funny as shit. Love them.
Forgot to mention real quick, sorry, but brand new t-shirt on Spinebuster Tees. I just uploaded it, I think it was Monday. I Am Pro Wrestling. I'll put a picture in the chat here so you guys can check it out. The new I Am Pro Wrestling t-shirt for men's, women's, and then tank tops as well. So that's on SpinebusterTees.com live today. So forgot to mention that though.
And then it's tax season. So if you guys are getting your tax return, head on over to Spinebuster Tees and get you a shirt. Get you some shirts. Support the cause. Support my boy over here. And again, I have to say, shout out to Justin, of course, for being here every week, for coming on and discussing this world of pro wrestling with me.
And it's my pleasure, man.
My tag team my podcasting partner in crime, my tag team partner right here. So, right. And there's the shirt. If you guys didn't already see, I Am Pro Wrestling. So, if you got some extra scratch, if you got your tax return, head on over to Spinebuster Tees. So it's pretty damn good deals, I must say. But that's the show, guys. If I didn't shout you out, I'm sorry. But if you listen to the show, if you support the show, if you're here every week listening to the show, you know, familiar faces and also some new faces. Thank you for coming on, and we hope to see you next week. And next week, as you know, will be a Revolution review show. So that should be a lot of fun. As these AEW shows usually are pretty fun. But anyways, guys, take care, and we will see you next week.
All right, peace out, guys.
Peace.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari. It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari. It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.